You know what I love about Filipinas Live? I can watch me. Filipinas Live lets me watch in different angles. No. I'm referring to the multicam feature. It allows me to chat with the other viewers too, which means I can read your comments too. Come on, guys. That's what I'm talking about. And it's not just games, there's original content too. And that is Filipinas Love. Filipinas Live.
Pilipinas Live is the home of Philippine volleyball. Watch your favorite volleyball leagues such as Spikers Turf, Premier Volleyball League, and the UAAP, all in one app. You can watch all these games and more live and on your preferred device. Download Pilipinas Live today from the App Store or Google Play Store and register for free.
Get access and watch your favorite sporting events on Pilipinas Live with these easy steps. Download via Google Play or App Store. Once downloaded, enter a valid email address. Verify the OTP sent to your email address. Note that the OTP is valid for 5 minutes and for one-time use only. If no OTP is received, you may click on the Resend OTP button. Once successful, create and enter your password. Accept the terms and conditions to complete your registration. You can now log on to Pilipinas Live. Subscribe now for only 149 pesos monthly.
How much do we love Pinoy sports? As a fan, we don't just watch the games.
This season for me, and I just owe it all to the work I put in.
We watch every part, every angle, every name. We talk about the plays. Talk about it for days. We witness the big events, the thrilling moments, and relive the best seconds. We cherish the fears, the tears, at syempre, the cheers. How much do we love Pinoy sports? With all our heart, all-out passion. All the time. All with Pilipinas Live. Ang app natin para sa sports natin.
You know what I love about Filipinas Live? I can watch me. Filipinas Live lets me watch in different angles. No. I'm referring to the multicam feature. It allows me to chat with the other viewers too, which means I can read your comments too. Come on, guys. That's what I'm talking about. And it's not just games, there's original content too. And that is Filipinas Love. Filipinas Live.
Pilipinas Live is the home of Philippine volleyball. Watch your favorite volleyball leagues such as Spikers Turf, Premier Volleyball League, and the UAAP, all in one app. You can watch all these games and more live and on your preferred device. Download Pilipinas Live today from the App Store or Google Play Store and register for free.
Get access and watch your favorite sporting events on Pilipinas Live with these easy steps. Download via Google Play or App Store. Once downloaded, enter a valid email address. Verify the OTP sent to your email address. Note that the OTP is valid for 5 minutes and for one-time use only. If no OTP is received, you may click on the Resend OTP button. Once successful, create and enter your password. Accept the terms and conditions to complete your registration. You can now log on to Pilipinas Live. Subscribe now for only 149 pesos monthly.
How much do we love Pinoy sports? As a fan, we don't just watch the games.
This season for me, and I just owe it all to the work I put in.
We watch every part, every angle, every name. We talk about the plays. Talk about it for days. We witness the big events, the thrilling moments, and relive the best seconds. We cherish the fears, the tears, at syempre, the cheers. How much do we love Pinoy sports? With all our heart, all-out passion. All the time. All with Pilipinas Live. Ang app natin para sa sports natin.
You know what I love about Filipinas Live? I can watch me. Filipinas Live lets me watch in different angles. No. I'm referring to the multi-cam feature. It allows me to chat with the other viewers too, which means I can read your comments too. Come on, guys. That's what I'm talking about. And it's not just games, there's original content too. And that is Filipinas Love. Filipinas Live.
Pilipinas Live is the home of Philippine volleyball. Watch your favorite volleyball leagues such as Spikers Turf, Premier Volleyball League, and the UAAP, all in one app. You can watch all these games and more live and on your preferred device. Download Pilipinas Live today from the App Store or Google Play Store and register for free.
Get access and watch your favorite sporting events on Pilipinas Live with these easy steps. Download via Google Play or App Store. Once downloaded, enter a valid email address. Verify the OTP sent to your email address. Note that the OTP is valid for 5 minutes and for one-time use only. If no OTP is received, you may click on the Resend OTP button. Once successful, create and enter your password. Accept the terms and conditions to complete your registration. You can now log on to Pilipinas Live. Subscribe now for only 149 pesos monthly.
How much do we love Pinoy sports? As a fan, we don't just watch the games.
This season for me, and I just owe it all to the work I put in.
We watch every part, every angle, every name. We talk about the plays. Talk about it for days. We witness the big events, the thrilling moments, and relive the best seconds. We cherish the fears, the tears, at syempre, the cheers. How much do we love Pinoy sports? With all our heart, all-out passion. All the time. All with Pilipinas Live. Ang app natin para sa sports natin.
You know what I love about Filipinas Live? I can watch me. Filipinas Live lets me watch in different angles. No. I'm referring to the multi-cam feature. It allows me to chat with the other viewers too, which means I can read your comments too. Come on, guys. That's what I'm talking about. And it's not just games, there's original content too. And that is Filipinas Love. Filipinas Live.
Pilipinas Live is the home of Philippine volleyball. Watch your favorite volleyball leagues such as Spikers Turf, Premier Volleyball League, and the UAAP, all in one app. You can watch all these games and more live and on your preferred device. Download Pilipinas Live today from the App Store or Google Play Store and register for free.
Get access and watch your favorite sporting events on Pilipinas Live with these easy steps. Download via Google Play or App Store. Once downloaded, enter a valid email address. Verify the OTP sent to your email address. Note that the OTP is valid for 5 minutes and for one-time use only. If no OTP is received, you may click on the Resend OTP button. Once successful, create and enter your password. Accept the terms and conditions to complete your registration. You can now log on to Pilipinas Live. Subscribe now for only 149 pesos monthly.
How much do we love Pinoy sports? As a fan, we don't just watch the games.
This season for me, and I just owe it all to the work I put in.
We watch every part, every angle, every name. We talk about the plays. Talk about it for days. We witness the big events, the thrilling moments, and relive the best seconds. We cherish the fears, the tears, at syempre, the cheers. How much do we love Pinoy sports? With all our heart, all-out passion. All the time. All with Pilipinas Live. Ang app natin para sa sports natin.
Unang jackpot, walang nahuli ang gusto. PBA basketball, ginalian ng gusto. Shoot, sabay sigaw, dribble tapos hataw. Hiya parang lindol, buzzer beater ni Idol. Halos di makahinga sa talbog ng bola. Ang puso ay natadala. Sino ang magiging bida? Solid ang laban, malupit ang galawan. Solid ang fans, malakas ang hiyawan. Ang action ay walang hinto. Sa solid na laro. Solid ang laban, malupit ang galawan.
Ilang laro na lang ang naiiwan sa ating elimination round of the PBA Philippine Cup in Season 50. At palinaw ng palinaw yung ating playoff picture. Itong Terrafirma, unfortunately, maiiwan na ng boost. Pero ang San Miguel naman, naghahabol pa ng twice to beat advantage na pwede nilang siguraduhin with a win here today. Ito pong laban, git-gitan sa... actually, in our game, magkabilang dulo ang tema natin with San Miguel, of course, at the top of our team standings. Ang Terrafirma naman nasa baba. Shot sulit po together with Coach Eric Reyes. Coach, it's good to be working with you again.
Matagal-tagal na dyan at natutuwa naman ako at magkasama tayo ulit.
That's right. At mamaya po, ipapakilala rin namin kayo kay Eileen Shi who will be telling us the stories from the sidelines. Pero eto nga, magkabilang dulo. And it's these two teams fighting for different things. You see San Miguel there at the top.
Yeah, right now, makikita mo ang San Miguel Beermen. Meron silang kartadang 7-2. They just need one win to be able to secure that twice to beat advantage pagpasok sa semifinal, sa quarterfinal round. Pero yun na nga dyan, kailangan talaga ng Terrafirma. Maganda naman yung kanilang exit, no? Magiging mahirap ang kanilang tinatadhana ngayon because wala na sila halos pinaglalabanan. Pero you still want to end the elimination round on a good note and at least hopefully carry a good thing pagdating sa sa susunod na komperensya.
That's right. Huling laro na rin kasi ng elimination round to para sa Terrafirma Dyip. Ang San Miguel, may Meralco pa sila after. But San Miguel, they had a slow start, Coach Eric, dito sa ating Philippine Cup. Natalo dun sa unang dalawang laro. But since then, 7 sunod-sunod na panalo.
Yes, kadalasan ng mga veteranong team, ganyan naman sila eh. You know, nakaka-pick up sila. Sa simula, maybe they would struggle, they would have some challenges, but in the end, they would always recover. And that's something that San Miguel did. Against their Blackwater team, nakikita mo naman, talagang kinain nila itong Blackwater sa ilalim. Yung kanilang offensive rebounds, 24-12. Para sa akin, yan ang pinaka-importanting stat line because 29-12 was second chance points. Yung Junmar and the rest of the bigs of San Miguel, talagang tumrabaho ng mabuti. Kita mo naman dito, aapat lang yung kanilang turnovers. Halos isang turnover lang yon pag in-average mo per quarter. So, overall, the San Miguel really played a great game against Blackwater.
Paano naman hindi kakatakutan itong San Miguel? Meron silang Junmar Fajardo, meron pang CJ Perez. Tapos ang dami pang tumutulong. In that game that they won against Blackwater, si Don Trollano pa yung kumana. And that's such a big thing para sa San Miguel Coach Eric na outside of their usual gunners, their usual stars, yung mga players around them also playing to their best.
Second leading scorer itong si Don Trollano when you look at the team stats or yung individual stats sa kanilang koponan. Makikita mo naman that Trollano always reliable scorer, 22 points. A lot of it dyan, wala naman siya nakuhang offensive rebounds. We were talking about offensive rebounds in the earlier part of our discussion, pero kita mo dito 22 points. A lot of this nanggaling sa 3 points, may isa rin siyang 4-point shot. So yung perimeter game ni Don Trollano, doon mo talaga siya maasahan.
Tapos syempre, nandyan pa rin si CJ Perez. Easily, one of the best scorers in the PBA today. Hindi nga masyado naging maganda yung start ni CJ. He was struggling. He looked a little too gigil nung first 2 quarters, and that was noticed by some of our viewers and analysts who were working that game with us also. But when he settled down, doon na gumanda yung laro ni CJ.
Sometimes meron talagang hindi magandang simulain. You're not getting your feel of the game, your rhythm. But CJ, the true professional and the great player that he is, he will always recover. 16 points in that game. Karamihan talaga doon na-contribute niya. Most especially in that third quarter of that game dyan, napaka-importante yung contribution niya because at that time, ito naman Blackwater ay humahataw na rin.
That's right. At kaya nga, etong si CJ will also be an important player as with any San Miguel game. Pero ngayon niya, may hinahabos lang twice to beat advantage. And for more on SMB, puntahan na natin si Eileen.
Gentlemen, good afternoon. As the San Miguel Beermen continues to enjoy their 7-game winning streak, Coach Leo Austria took the opportunity to highlight 2 things that made this very much possible, especially after their 0-2 start. Ika nga ni Coach Leo, una dito ay yung establishment of clear roles and internal team rankings that built healthy competition amongst each other. Ang pangalawa naman ay ang kanilang pagiging number 1 in bench scoring with an average of 55 points per game, which is even more than their average starter points at 50. Dagdag nga ni Coach Leo, it is a luxury that everyone wants to play hard in this team. This is why with this game being the only one left in the way of them to get their twice-to-beat advantage, consistency and refraining from complacency ang hanap ni Coach Leo as they prepare for the playoffs, which commences in a few days. Balik sa inyo.
Ang pinaka-importante yung tanong ko, bakit hindi sumunod si Eileen doon sa memo sa clothes na beige suit over a black shirt? Tatanungin natin si Eileen mamaya. Now let's talk about Terrafirma and their previous game. Unfortunately nga kung 7 sunod-sunod na panalo itong San Miguel, 8 sunod-sunod na manatalo ang tinatakbo ng Chief ngayon.
Kung titingnan mo yung last 2 games ng San Miguel, yung teams na nandun sa ilalim ng ating team standings. Itong Terrafirma naman, they lost nga their last game against Barangay Ginebra. Malaki-laki rin yung kanilang pagkatalo. Nadodomina sila sa rebound. So yan ang magandang babantayan natin in today's game against San Miguel. The second chance points of Barangay Ginebra was also 21-8. Bench points, kita mo talaga, Terrafirma, kinukulang talaga ang kanilang suporta coming off the bench. So that's going to be key also against the Beermen.
That's right. Kinulang na nga ng firepower off the bench and even the guys na inaasahan ng Terrafirma who usually click for them. It was an off night for this man on your screens, Jeric Admisi. It's the first time in his career in the PBA that Jeric has been given a lead role and he has done well with it. Kaya lang against Ginebra nag-struggle.
The hardest part kasi in his previous team, he's coming off the bench. He would really surprise everyone because ang focus ng depensa nasa mga teammates siya. Pero in this game against Barangay Ginebra, he was shackled all throughout. Makikita mo, he had 12 attempts and he was only able to convert 2. Yung kanyang 3 points sa kanilang specialty, talagang tinututukan at binabantayan siya ng mabuti ng kanyang mga kalaban.
And another guy na inaasahan ng Terrafirma na sana'y gumawa rin ngayon is Paulo Hernandez. Now, Hernandez has been steady and he has been delivering whatever Terrafirma is asking of him. This is a multifaceted weapon. And Hernandez has found his role here in Terrafirma. Siya rin yung nagtitimon para sa kanila. Had to slide into a vet role early in his PBA career.
Yes, and that's going to be good for his career. No? Nakakapagpakita siya ng maganda. That really gives him a marketable status. But then nga, 15 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 steals for Paulo Hernandez. As a point guard, usually, parang si Brent Paraiso yung halos nakakarami dyan. Pero Paulo really had his opportunities in that game, and he definitely capitalized.
Well, there's one thing to do now bago tayo magsimula sa laro. It's time to meet the starters for both teams.
Point guard from La Paz, Leyte, number 6, Chris Ross. Shooting guard is a two-time PBA All-Star from Bautista, Pangasinan, number 77, CJ Perez. Small forward from Santiago, Ilocos, number 13, Marshall Lassiter. Power forward from Tabaco, Albay, number 91, Rodney Brondial. And at center is the all-time offensive rebounds leader in PBA history from Pinamungahan, Cebu, number 15, Junmar Fajardo. Coaching the Beermen is Leo Austria. It is now time to meet the starters for the Terrafirma Dyip. Point guard from Muntinlupa City, number 38, Brett Paraiso. Shooting guard from Quezon City, number 19, Paulo Hernandez. Small forward from City of San Jose del Monte, Bulacan, number 26, J.M. Bravo. Power forward is the team's leading local rebounder last season from Orani, Bataan, number 6, Luis Sangalang. And at center from Aklan, number 5, Keith Zaldivar. Coaching Terrafirma Dyip is Ronald Tubin. Game officials are Mike Flordeniza, Marty
The
Montoya,
referees for this
Carlo
game, Marty Montoya, Mike Flordeniza, Carlo Vergara, and champion Ostero. At ang magsisimula naman for these two teams. Magkabilang dulo ang San Miguel at Terrafirma for the Beermen. Veterano mga magsisimula with Chris Ross in the mix. Over on the other side, the young squad of Terrafirma going with Brent Paraiso at the point. San Miguel ang mauuna dito. You know, yung mix din ng starters for San Miguel, Coach Eric, Coach Leo had to rework it. Naghanap siya ng formula, and I think he settled with mostly veterans in that starting lineup.
Yes, yung last game nga, si Trollano galing off the bench pa eh. And yet he was the one who top scored in their last game. So makikita mo kung gaano ka-importante ni Coach Leo yung second unit niya, despite having a great starting unit.
Well, Zaldivar will miss. Tulad nung binanggit mo, Coach Eric, in their last game, San Miguel na mayagpag in the paint. Offensive rebound, second chance points, pati yung mga hustle stats, di ba? Fast break points. Those belong to the Beermen. And turnover points na rin dahil pag-apat lang ang turnovers mo in an entire game, malamang hindi nakakascore, hindi nakakarami sa points off yung kalaban mo.
And they took advantage of every opportunity. I mean, kahit hindi naman ganun kadami yung turnovers ng Blackwater nun. Pero and yet, total turnovers ng Blackwater nga dyan is only 12 in that game. Konti yun for a 48-minute game.
Hernandez will attack baseline. Iwan kay Zaldivar. One-hander that goes in for Keith.
You know, through the years, I've been watching the Terrafirma team. You know, iba-iba na yung kanilang lineup, and yet they have a lot of good talented players in this team. At talaga nagiging problema lang nito is how they can really make stops. They had Kemar Carino way long ago, di ba? Pero yun nga, when you have a Junmar Fajardo there, laking tulong sana kung meron kang mala 6'8", 6'9" na teammate.
Alam mo, unfair lang talaga to si Fajardo. When you're that big, ang i-expect ng kalaban, ba-back down niya, mangangalabaw ka. But Fajardo, what he did instead was face up in attack. Pero ngayon, eto, medyo siya yung nangalabaw talaga on defense na tamaan. Hindi nga kalabaw toro.
Nato.
But unfortunate collision between Fajardo and Hernandez.
Ulo sa ulo yan. That's gonna be, you know, hopefully Hernandez didn't suffer any injury here, and also Junmar.
Hernandez still down. Si Fajardo nakatayo na. Oh yeah, that was an unintentional collision.
Para na-headbutt no? Parang ganun yung nangyari But of course, not intentional at all because Junmar was trying to steal that ball. Looks like, you know, everyone ang binabantayan mo kasi dyan, pwede mabali yung ilong, pwede yung cheekbone, you know. Buti naman, both so far, wala naman mga tinamong sugat. Sana, hindi sila nagkapalitan ng muka.
Hernandez stays on the floor. Nalibre si Sanggalang. Titikada sa labas. That's good for Louie.
And that's gonna help Louie Sanggalang's game. Magaling siya sa poste, and yet pag meron siyang perimeter shot, that's going to be a big plus.
Alam mo, mukhang pinag-aralan na rin ng mga kalaban nito si Sanggalang. He was very efficient in his rookie season. Medyo nag-slow down in terms of scoring here in his first conference of his second year.
Usually gano'n naman yung Jot. When you have a good game or a good conference, ganun kagagaling ang ating mga coaches kung nag-aaralan ka nila. They will shut you down because that's one way to really beat your team.
And if the big men of Terrafirma can continue hitting those outside shots, papahirapan nila itong depensa ng San Miguel. That ball taken away. Terrafirma na naman. They're attacking. Another 3 on the way. This time, hindi pa pasok. Bravo the offensive rebound, and it puts it right back in.
He's a very talented player. You know, for many games, itong si Bravo magandang pinapakita.
Tingnan niya natin to. This is a 3-point shot coming from Keith Zaldivar, and that's brought to you by Arena Plus Sportsbook. Lamang ang Terrafirma. 10-4. Keith Zaldivar now with 5.
Walang effort to stop, guys. Transition natin, we have to do it all the way, Okay? I'll go for the hyper stay. And then, there's a pick and roll here, Jumar, stay home. Okay, they're nag-roll sa body from the low. Okay? There's always a pick and roll. There's a pick and roll here, Tamo, nag-roll. So, your man can shoot. Whether Zaldivar or Sanggalang can shoot. Just like what we're doing against Kerry Williams. Okay? Which side you have to move?
Nagbabalik tayo dito sa Ninoy Aquino Stadium para sa tapatang Terrafirma at San Miguel. Sa pagtatapos ng kanyang unang conference bilang head coach ng Terrafirma, Coach Ronald Tubid highlighted some improvements that they achieved this conference. Ika nga niya, the biggest win for me was the establishment of a team concept and the players buying into the system. Admittedly, they fell short of their goal of at least getting into the playoffs and raking in more wins. But for Coach Ronald, what mattered is that they competed. For now, he looks forward to this team living up to their potential with the arrival of key pieces like Joseph Eriobu, who will be suiting up today, and Gio Chu and Sean Umalu, who will be joining the team for training on January 12 as they prepare for the next conference. Back to you.
Maraming salamat, Eileen. Well, you know, when you're out of playoff contention, kailangan talaga maghanap ka na lang ng other ways to stay motivated. And if it's a fresh start for Terrafirma in the coming conference, then that should be it. And they're playing well to start this ball game.
Ang maganda kasi doon, madadagdagan sila ng import. If they can get a good scoring import to really help them out, then malaking bagay yun. You got Gio Chu, who's around 6'9", who definitely can match up against the bigs of the opposing team. Yan ang si Coach Ronald Tubid. He has what it takes, you know. He has won championships. He's been part of successful organizations. So, you know, dadali niyo yun dito sa koponan ng Terrafirma. Most especially yung attitude na palaban tsaka dumidepensa.
I wonder kung how much of Coach Leo's system na syempre pinaglaruan ni Ronald Tubid. He was part of the team that won championships for Coach Leo dito sa San Miguel. How much of that system ang dala niya dito sa Terrafirma? 3 bounces in para kay Perez.
Well, he has players who are very competitive dyan. And para sa akin naman, malaking bagay pa rin na very competitive ang iyong koponan. But yung depensa lang talaga yung team defense. And, you know, to be able to lead by, you know, at this early against San Miguel is actually still a big feat for them. It shows that they have the firepower.
Angat na sa pitoy lamang. Pero naiwan na naman si Perez, but CJ could not make it back-to-back. Here's Terrafirma now. Sanggalang. They're trying to go to him. Louis. Lapas kay Zaldivar. Ito na naman, but Zaldivar missing that 3. Masyado lang mataas yung pasa ni Perez.
Terrafirma has to really get the jump out of San Miguel habang hindi pa sila in sync sa kanilang paglalaro.
Ang hinahanap ng San Miguel doon, coach, was a holding foul. Kinakapitan daw si Junmar kaya hindi nakakuha yung bola.
Kasi sa sobrang lakas at laki, ano pang gagawin ko kung di makahawakan?
That's true. At ayan na nga, yung lakas at laki ni Junmar grabbing that board. Junmar takes a 3. Alam mo kanina, bago tayo nag-tip off, we were seeing it. Junmar was practicing not his 3-point shot, pero yung 4-point shot niya. 4-point shot niya. At pareho tayo, Coach Eric, nakita natin pumapasok.
Mapasok eh. Magagamit niya yun. You know, even in the international game, that outside shot from a 6'10" player is going to come in handy.
Of course, si Japet Aguilar had already announced his retirement from Gilas Pilipinas. I wonder how much more of Junmar Fajardo we'll see. Nauna naman si Japet doon. Saka medyo mas matanda naman ang kaunti si Japet. We really need to treasure itong mga times na nakikita pa natin itong mga players suit up internationally. Lalong-lalo na, Coach, the players who brought us back to the global map.
Oh, naman.
Doon sa 2013.
I mean, si Japet, Junmar, those are the guys there. Sila Pinoy Sakuragi, wala na nga, di ba? He's not in the league as of the moment.
Ranidel de Ocampo, wala na. Jimmy Alapag, yes. Jason Castro, Jeff Chan. Paraiso takes the 3. Actually, both teams are struggling offensively.
Di pa ganun ganda yung ano eh. When they run their plays, you want to see a good flow and some baskets out of running their plays or their execution. Dito parehong koponan. You know, pero nadidisrupt eh. Nadidisrupt yung gusto nilang gawin. That's why they're just taking jump shots.
Oh, these are gonna be 2 free throws from Ross. Si Coach Chris Ross, he's not very aggressive all the time on offense. Pero because he's known as a defensive player. Pero alam niya rin na kapag kailangan ng spark ng San Miguel, he can be that on the offensive side.
Yeah, well, he can provide the energy, and that's something that Chris Ross can do. Yes, yung defense kasi is the one that energizes him. Pero dito, nag-struggle sila ng free throws. If you remember, yung previous game nila, 9 of 22. Hindi rin maganda yung kanilang team free throws against Blackwater.
And they only shoot 63% as a team. That's very low.
Mababa yun. Lalo na pag dikitan yung game.
So isa lang napasok ni Chris Ross. Tatlo actually yung tinira niya eh. Kasi nabigyan siya ng isa pa after disconcerting was whistled on the first free throw. Nonoy kakapasok lang, nagampag agad.
He's an instant scorer. Wala nang paipainit. You know, he will always take advantage of the playing time given to them. So kita mo, Jot, yung execution ng San Miguel hindi ganun kaganda eh. Diba? And marami silang mga easy passes na hindi rin nila nako-convert kagad.
And turnovers have been an issue for San Miguel. Remember, in their game against Blackwater, apat lang ang turnovers ng SMB. But in this game, first quarter, kalahati pa nga ng first quarter, 3 na ang errors nila. Nonoy tried to work a 2-man game with Rivero na agaw ng SMB. Here they are now. Mabahan Misi has checked into the game. Good sign for Terrafirma. Perez, labas kay Rosales. 3 on the way, that's no good. Rebound taken by CJ. Barrows in, wala pa rin. Good defense for Terrafirma. Ahanmisi from the corner, that's a 3.
Alam mo, di mo talaga pwede biro-biro ito Terrafirma. I mean, they have to make stops. San Miguel has to pick it up on the defensive end because you want to frustrate Terrafirma early.
And history will actually tell you that San Miguel has had some tough times against Terrafirma in previous seasons. Ang ganda nung pag-post ni CJ Perez mid-air pero hindi pumasok yung tira. Nonoy to Ahanmisi, trailing 3. That's off. 8 points for San Miguel in 7 minutes played here in the first. That's unlike the San Miguel that we know. They dump it inside.
Again,
another
hindi
turnover.
Yung kanilang passing.
Reset ng opensa. The Ahanmisi brothers trying to lead Terrafirma to the promised land. Sanggalang for 3. And that's going to be a technical foul on Louis Sanggalang. Flopping ang husga ng ating referee. I wonder if Coach Ronald Tubid will challenge that.
Technical foul on number 6, Louis Sanggalang for flopping.
Alam mo, Jat, yung sitwasyon kasi ng San Miguel, can you imagine, if they win, pasok sila sa twice to beat. Pag matalos, I mean, ito naman Terrafirma, wala na rin sila pinaglalabanan eh. Pero yun nga, ang iniisip natin dito, if that was a flop or not.
Well, tumira na at pinasok na ni Marshall Lassiter yung free throw. So, looks like it is. Pero 10 pa rin yung laman ng Terrafirma dito. Kung kakalipat nyo lang po at kakatutok nyo lang dito sa RPTV at naduling kayo, akala nyo baliktad yung score, Terrafirma lamang. That's very true. They've had a good start to this ball game at hindi talaga makapasok ng tira itong San Miguel. Ahanmisi. Missing on a stop and pop, that's Jerick. Kailangan na pala i-specify na kung sinong Ahanmisi. Cruz. Gets it to the post, Tautua. And he just carves out some space against Rivero.
Yeah, he can take advantage of that low post threat. Right now, parang nag-small ball itong koponan ng Terrafirma. And that's where Mo Tautua can be dangerous.
Here's Mav. Against Brundial, he has speed advantage. Ahanmisi right between the eyes. That was a tough shot.
Ganda yung pull-up game niya eh. You know, that's something that Maverick Ahanmisi has developed through the years.
Ito si Cruz, bibigay ulit nila kay Tautua. He sees this as a mismatch. Trollano from the corner. Walang tinamaan. Three minutes and change. Dito nga pala po sa Ninoy Aquino Stadium ang PBA natin on this Wednesday. So kung malapit lang kayo or gusto nyo pa humabol, feel free to do so. We have a second game coming later on. Nice play between Rivero and Mariano. Hindi lang pumasok, but it's gonna be 2 free throws for Aljon. Terrafirma has requested for time. 2:52 left in the first. They're up by 10, limiting San Miguel to only 11 points so far in this game.
I'll be the helper. No transition. You pull up. 2-on-2. No, attacking first. Don't pull up. Higher percentage. Higher percentage transition. Hey. Yung 2 natin, early eh. Bigyan nyo muna ng early draft. Para may early attack tayo. Kasi nga mamabagan yung bigs eh. Wag tumingin yung bola. Do your part.
With 2 minutes and 52 seconds left in the first quarter, lamang ang Terrafirma 21-11. Now, having spent 10 years of his PBA career with Barangay Ginebra, it is new for Aljon Mariano to not be making it to the playoffs. Kwento nga ni Aljon, tanggap niya naman na iba na ang dynamics that he has with this new team. Task to lead. Ika nga ni Aljon, his collegiate season was the last time this was asked of him, but he's not backing down from this challenge because for Aljon, what's important is that he's able to make a mark by instilling the winning mindset to this team, while individually, ang gusto niyang mangyari is may utilizing freedom given to him to come up with a complete game. Balik sa inyo.
When he was with Barangay Ginebra, ito si Aljon Mariano was given the task to be their prime defender. Mga import binabantayan yan, coach. Even though he's undersized, And he lived up to that. Ang laking tulong niya in those championships that he never won. Pero naturally, mag-iiba yung role niya dito sa Terrafirma.
Well, mabibigyan ng spotlight yung kanyang scoring opportunities because he is also a good offensive player, lalo na nung naglalaro pa siya sa kolehiyo.
Pero walang makakapigil kay Tautua dyan sa ilalim.
That's why, I mean, we took note of that when he was against Rivero earlier, and then ngayon, pumuntos na naman siya doon sa ilalim.
We thank Eileen, by the way, for that report earlier. San Miguel trying to make a run here. Mariano. Labas kay Hanmisi. It's Jeric. Sprays it to Nonoy. Corner 3. Mark. Nilabas. Kahili gets the board. San Miguel running. Pero wala nakitang kakampi si Jericho. Instead, he backs down Jeric. Off the glass he goes. No good. Rosales offensive rebound. Wala. Cruz naman ngayon. And it finally goes in for Jericho.
So that's something that you admire with Jericho Cruz. He comes into the game. He's all fired up already. And he's always ready to play.
Hanmisi. Mariano bibitaw ng tres. Oh, look at Jeric. Come out of nowhere for the rebound and the putback.
And that's something that you really want to see Hanmisi do, si Jeric. Because ang maganda doon, he's now crashing the boards and getting offensive rebounds, not just like taking shots from the outside.
Pero tres naman ang sagot ni Don. Trollano's been so big.
You know, malaking bagay yung ginawa ni Tautua doon, because that's the time when things just started to change for the Beermen.
Rivero against a smaller Cruz. Na actually, alam mo, parang magka-size, magka-height lang yata sila, no? Jericho and Prince. And it's Nonoy who hits
Halos
that.
pare-pareho lang sila doon sa lobby because ang gusto nga sana ni Coach Ronald is really to speed the game up dahil malalaki nga itong San Miguel.
And Tautua is looking for a foul. Walang pito. And so we go back to the side of Terrafirma where Typhoon Nonoy bigla na lang nandun na sa kabila.
Yeah, that's something that Nonoy loves to do. He will aggressively attack at hindi na siya mag-hesitate pa.
This was the three from Trollano. That three-point shot is brought to you by Arena Plus Sportsbook. Nung last game, yung 22 points ni Don, he gave a little bit of everything. May 3, may 2, may 4 pang kasama.
Shooting talaga eh. He really displayed a lot of good shooting in that game.
The pride of Los Baños, Laguna. Jericho Cruz, nilawa yung kanyang signature shot. Tapik ni Kahilig lands in the hands of Hanmisi. Final shot time for Terrafirma. Shot clock is off. Sanggalang was looking at the clock. Biglang napunta sa kanya yung bola. Had to flip it up. No good. San Miguel has time. Trollano. And that's going to be reviewed if it's a transition take foul. At if it is adjudged more than a common foul, then that deletes, that makes it not a smart foul.
Yes.
Para kay Hanmisi.
And if ever tama ka doon dyan, if ever i-judge ng ganyan yan, ang mangyayari pa dyan, nagbabaliktad na unti-unti yung momentum eh. Kasi nakakabuelo na rito ang San Miguel.
So titingnan natin. Mabilis lang naman yung review. We're waiting for the announcement kung ano nga ba ang hatol. Just a common foul.
Common foul.
And that's just the second team foul of Terrafirma. So walang free throws pa yan. 0.7 of a second left for SMB. Tautua puts it up. That's no good. And Terrafirma will escape the first quarter up by 8. A brilliant start para sa kanila. And the way they did it, Coach, they moved that ball.
Yes, it's really all about good ball movement and good shooting for Terrafirma. Kita mo dito, 7 assists versus 2 lang ng San Miguel. That's something that definitely can give you a lot of open opportunities.
At dahil nga, they got everyone involved. Ang daming nakapag-ambag, nagtulong-tulungan. Maverick Hanmisi, Keith Saldivar, Luis Sanggalang, lahat yan may mga tira sa labas. Aljon Mariano, meron ding tinulong in this quarter. That's why Terrafirma is up 28-16. Tuloy ang pagbisita ng PBA in Bahrain. For the first time ever yan, Coach, ha, na naglalaro ang PBA over in Bahrain. Ang sarap pala ng mga pagkain. Sana uwian tayo nila Sir Chu Villar. By the way, tip-off is later at 12 midnight. Technically tomorrow, but we want to say later dahil syempre, naka-standby na kayo. December 17 pala. 12 midnight po yan, ha? Rain or shine. Trying to make it 2-0 in their trip in Dubai. Trip to Bahrain, rather, I should say. Khalifa Sports City Stadium. Diyan gaganapin yung laro. Kung saan din ginanap yung laro ng Rain or Shine versus Magnolia, which the Lasso Painters won 101-91.
Maganda nilalaro ng Rain or Shine. Halos sila yung nangungunang sa ating team standings.
Ito namang Terrafirma, nasa pinakababa pero lamang ng 8 over the Beermen who currently sit at number 2. And Misi loses the leather. Trollano. Diretso itong si Don.
Kita mo doon, nag-screen lang siya na, si Mo Tautua eh.
Humihingi pa nga ng flopping ulit.
Para, you know, he just like run over Sanggalang.
Misi. Rebounded by his brother Mav. Locked up by Big Mo. And that's smart from Maverick, able to draw a foul that will give him 3 free throws.
Pushing foul number 3, Mo Tautua. That's his first foul, 1 on the Beermen.
So Maverick, he has been in and out of the active lineup dahil dun sa injury niya. But when he's there, kadalasan nagiging malaking tulong dito sa Terrafirma.
Nadadagdagan kasi yung opensa na nako-contribute ni Maverick sa Terrafirma. Kaya, you know, when you have Jerick there scoring a lot, tapos si Maverick loves to go to the basket and also go on a pull-up jumper. Malaking tulong yun.
And, you know, when we say malaking tulong, it's not just the numbers kasi the numbers haven't really been there eh. In the 2 games that he's played so far in this conference, 6.5 points lang ang average. May 3.5 rebounds and 3 assists. But we know that number is gonna go up once he gets healthier and more fit to play dito sa Terrafirma.
Ambag-ambag rin naman kasi dyan. Di ba? Hindi naman nila kaya talaga na sila dalawang magkapatid lang talaga yung gagana. But unless talagang on some nights, magpaganda nila laro.
Good line for Wami. Masyado lang malakas. Speaking of ambag-ambag, meron silang dinalang bagong pwedeng mag-ambag for Terrafirma as Sanggalang was able to score that semi-hook shot. Papasok na in the next deadbolt si Joseph Eriobu, the newest member of the Terrafirma team. Trollano. That's off. Rebounding has actually belonged to Terrafirma, or they've done a good job keeping up with San Miguel.
Medyo hindi na masyado nakakakuha ng offensive rebound itong mga Beermen.
Ganda pa rin ang ikot ng bola ng Jeep. Maverick will draw closer. Nahuli ni Kahilig sa likod. Tiongson back to Trollano. Moving that ball around. Ito naman ang San Miguel. They see a mismatch. Tautua hindi gagana yung kanyang unang atake on the second try. It's Trollano.
Yun ang sayang doon because Mo already missed that shot. Pero nakakuha nga yung kanyang teammate ng offensive rebounds. Sayang yung mga ganun if you can just like, you know, just limit to 1 attempt at the basket.
It's Paraiso to Sanggalang. He says, libre ako. Okay. And he makes that, extending the Terrafirma lead back to 10.
No, he always has a very good perimeter game. And that's something that that will complement a good post player.
And Misi called for the foul. Diretso na rin siya sa bench ulit. And this is the first time we'll see Joseph Eriobu back in the franchise, pero first time na Terrafirma ang suot niya because he was actually drafted by Mahindra.
Sinadya ba yun dyan?
Pag si Jericho ang tatanungin mo, sasabihin niya sadya.
Oh, look at how active yung kamay ni Don Trollano.
Trollano, niluwa pa rin yung tira niya. San Miguel actually had a lot of those also against Blackwater. Yung mga tutukan na, but ending up as a miss. And Cruz floating that over Eriobu and asking, anong height mo? Terrafirma's lead down to 5, 8:39 to go. We have a timeout, we'll be right back.
On the pistol, ha? Coming from early drag. Kayong dalawa lang. Go! Sa papan. Pick and roll natin. Kaya, okay? Ano natin? Kailangan po sa atin. Good. Right. Down. At defense, pagka si Jun parang ginamit. Kaya, right over.
You know, when you're talking about San Miguel, kitang-kita talaga on the court yung kanilang samahan because, you know, the bench points of San Miguel, yun talaga yung umangat, coach, in the 7 wins that they've had here in this conference.
Malaking bagay kasi yun because eventually your starters will get beat up, you know, especially if you rely on your starters the whole time. So, dahil sa lalim nga ng bench rin ng San Miguel, napapakinabangan nila ng mabuti pag gumagawa rin yung mga guys coming off the bench.
And even though they start with the 9-time MVP, Junmar Fajardo, and even though they have another MVP candidate, perennial MVP candidate in CJ Perez dun sa starting lineup, yung lalim talaga ng San Miguel ang magpapahirap sa'yo. As a foul is gonna be called on Drake Ahilig. And let's bring in Eileen back into this conversation.
Gentlemen, despite the San Miguel Beermen slow start, Coach Leo Austria made it a point to be objective in their latest huddle. Ika nga niya, late tayo sa ating mga screens, kaya hirap tayong umatake. He wants the guys to place the ball in the middle of the paint to make it challenging for Terrafirma's defense. And Coach Leo's parting words were, we need to add ball movement to try to offset this deficit. Back to you.
Eriobu with his first shot wearing a Terrafirma uniform. No good. Thank you, Eileen, for that report. It's Tiongson. Sprays to Trollano, hits a 3.
He's really deadly. You know, his teammates look for him already, especially on the transition. Kasi alam naman natin talaga that his shooting is really very good.
10 points na yan, ha, para kay Don, who top scored for SMB with 22 in their last game. Empty possession na naman para sa Terrafirma. Babalik ang SMB kay Fajardo. Handoff to Tiongson, missing the 3. Uy, nawala lang yung bola kay Sanggalang.
Ganda pa rin ang anticipation ni June Mardon, you know.
Good defense by Kahilig. And
napatagal yung bola doon kay Sanggalang.
Pero Zaldivar trying to save the possession with the 3.
Zaldivar really has that green light to really take a lot of shots. He already has 8 points in the game. A lot of it really coming from the outside.
Fajardo handa ng mang-araro. And Junmar will find his way to the line. Si Junmar, Coach Eric, in their last game, he wasn't shooting much. He was deferring to his teammates. Parang naghahanap nga ng assists etong si Junmar, but he knows na kapag ganito kadikit, naghahabol pa sila, kailangan na niyang ilipat, mag-switch to his scoring hat.
Kailangan talaga yung kalaban mo, in this case ang Terrafirma, nag-iisip ko anong gustong gawin ng koponan mo. So it's either parating alam naman ng lahat na si Junmar yung focal point on offense, pero minsan kailangan talagang bumalasa ka ng konti to really get the others involved para hindi mo talaga alam kung sino talaga yung nagpapahirap sa'yo.
Oh, Fajardo who have 2 shots at the line. First one is good. Third point pa lang ni June Marian. And now 4 points for the 9-time MVP. Under 7 minutes to go in the first half. It's Paraiso. Hernandez takes the 3 and it goes in. That's what Paulo Hernandez is for Terrafirma. A steady player who can, like we said, give you what you need.
Basta maghanap ka lang ng just try to get open and you'll have a good chance.
Eh yung kailangan ng Terrafirma nun, pamatay sunog. That's exactly what Hernandez gave them. Pero sumagot din si Teng with a 2-pointer on the other side.
Coming off the bench, eh na nga, yung bench points sa pinag-uusapan natin, nadadagdagan na yan.
Sanggalang short dun sa kanyang signature move. Trollano thought about it, attacks, and babalik na naman siya sa free throw line. San Miguel has been extra aggressive dito sa second period.
They're seeing the openings in that defense. That's why you just have to take it strong to the basket.
Well, we have to take a look at that 3 from Paulo Hernandez. 3-point shot brought to us by Arena Plus Sportsbook. Here in the second period, Coach, mas nauhulog na yung mga tira sa free throw line ng San Miguel. And that's helped them climb back into this game.
Unti-unti talaga. I mean, we've seen Trollano really hit a couple of jumpers from the outside and that really helps spark things up for the team.
Kasi umabot ng 11 points sila naman ng Terrafirma. It's the biggest that they've had in this game so far.
12 points already.
Pero ito na naman. Yeah, and because of him, ito na naman ang San Miguel kumakatok sa pintuan ng Terrafirma.
Dumikit na kaagad eh. Pero may pagka-high scoring to dyan. You still have 5 minutes or rather pagdating nga ng stand correction there. 5 minutes and a half left dito sa ating second quarter. Quite a low scoring game rather on the opposite side of what I said. Pag low scoring, mas lamang ang Terrafirma.
Eh, paano naman yung San Miguel, di ba? Without overtime period against Titan Ultra. 158 points. I mean, nakikita mo lang yun usually, Coach Eric, pag all-star game. But, you know, they're just a loaded team.
Yes.
Diba? Pwede kang
dami scorer eh.
Pwede mong gawing raffle yung starting lineup ng San Miguel and they'll still be able to come up with a formidable lineup. Fajardo to the cutting Teng. Yan na naman, the aggressiveness resulting to opportunities like this.
Dumadami na yung mga free throw attempts ng ng San Miguel.
Teng knocks it down. So through the free throws that San Miguel has taken dito sa second quarter, nakabalik na sila and Teng can tie it from the stripe. Si Zaldivar, susumbong niya na papasok si Brondial nung mag-free throw si Teng. Dapat din niya na sinumbong eh. Parang natuloy si Rodney pagpasok. Baka na-avoid pa yung free throw.
Ng violation, di ba?
Sanggala. Wala masyado makita kasi may pader na nakaharang sa kanya. Kaya ganun yung tira niya. It's Tiongson. Teng this time. Getting the lead para sa SMB.
Jeron is playing well coming off the bench. He has contributed already with 6 points in the game.
Big contributions for Jeron. Terrafirma now, they need to wake up. They need to find that rhythm they had back in the first. Bravo. Hindi papasok yung tres. Yongson. Tumataas na yung kumpiyansa ng SMB eh. Dito sila pinaka nakakatakot kalaban. CJ getting it back. But the defense of Terrafirma hindi sumusuko. Paraiso leaving it for Bravo. That goes in.
Yes, pag ganyan yung execution ng Terrafirma, mga drive and drop, gumaganda yung they had higher chances to score. But they had a lot of opportunities a while ago na minsan libreng-libre ka na lang kasama, hindi talaga nabibigyan kagad ng bola or hindi nakikita.
Yongson for 3. It's good. Wami Yongson. He used to do those things para sa Terrafirma.
First basket of the game, 3 points for Wami.
Remember, we talked about kung paano nag-iba yung role ni Jeric Ahmisi from someone who rode the bench. As you see, CJ Perez just doing CJ Perez things.
You know, transition is really very hard to stop. 7 points already para kay CJ.
Yung transition ni Jeric papunta sa Terrafirma, kabaliktaran ng transition ni Wami Johnson from Terrafirma to San Miguel. Diba? Now, he's, I don't want to say reduced to a role player. What a pass by Jumar Fajardo. Connecting with Teng. And Jeron has had an excellent second quarter, coach.
Daming contribution ni Jeron Teng. He's just taking advantage of his opportunities. Kung saan yung opening, doon talaga siya nakakapuntos at kumakat. And always just finding a way to really score.
You know what, Coach Eric, about a decade ago, kinilala natin yung starting lineup ng San Miguel as the Death Five. Jumar Fajardo, right in the middle. Marshall Lassiter, Arwin Santos, Alex Cabagnot, and Chris Ross. Sila yung inaasahan. Babad na babad yan 40 minutes per game because San Miguel relied so heavily on them. Pero iba na yung kwento para sa San Miguel ngayon. It's no longer reliant on just 5 guys, but it's actually reliant on the depth. Kung gaano kalalim yung roster nila, and that's what we'll talk about when we come back from this timeout.
Okay, then push, push. Look for the...
Like we said, you know, yung San Miguel Death 5 dati. Remember, Coach Eric, nakikriticize pa si Coach Leo because he relied so heavily on those 5. But why not? If it was a formula that worked, that brought them championships, why not? Pero iba na nga yung formula now because they have a depth squad now kung saan napakalalim ng bench ng SMB.
Yes, look at the points per game average. Trollano almost 17. Double figures in si Jericho, si Wami halos 8. Halos balance. Kalma, Teng. You know, when you look at those guys coming off the bench from their previous teams, hindi nga sila halos konting-konti na lang yung kanilang mga contribution din doon. And yet here, even with the star-studded lineup of San Miguel, they are able to contribute.
Yeah, Misi able to get on the board again. I think we haven't fully seen kung ano yung magiging epekto at kalibre ng Ahanmisi brothers together on the court. Perez sees a lane. And that's what he does.
Hindi na lang nababarahan yung driving lane kay CJ. That's only like a one-on-one. And once he gets past one defender, 17-4 run already. Ang laking bagay talaga ng ginagawa dito na San Miguel.
Rivero. Try to go for a baseline pass. The cutting Maverick. CJ to Jeron. 3 ang bibitawan. 3 ang ipapasok.
Ganda na pinapakita rito ni Jeron Teng. Already with 11 points off the bench.
But there is just no one in the PBA na kaya makipagsabayan sa sprint ni Mark Nonoy.
So, sobrang bilis eh. There was one game na I was covering Terrafirma nung nakuha ni Mark Nonoy yung bola. Di pa ako tapos magsalita, nashoot na niya yung bola.
Ganun talaga, you have to come up with shorter sentences kapag...
Pag si Mark Nonoy talaga, kailangan one word na lang tapos period na.
Buti nga, maikli lang pangalan niya. Di ba, isipin mo kung ang pangalan niya, Mala Christian Standhardinger. Di mo pa tapos sabihin yung pangalan, nakascore na.
Nakascore na Sobrang tulin talaga ni Mark Nonoy, grabe.
You know what, a story for that guy also. He was the first player ever, if I'm not mistaken, to step onto the court of the PBA D-League nang hindi pa naglalaro ng collegiate game. Because kaka-recruit pa lang sa kanya noon ng UST when he was still playing for the Growling Tigers. Dinala na agad siya sa PBA D-League. Kaya rin maagang nahinog yung laro nito ni Nonoy.
Napalaban kasi sa higher level of play kumpara sa nakakalaban nila in college.
And we also want to congratulate this news fresh off the kitchen. Congratulations to the De La Salle Green Archers for winning the UA80 Men's Basketball Championship.
What a comeback, John.
What a story din para
Grabe
sa Green
yung story
Archers.
nila from number 4 na halos nagsa-struggle. They went all the way. A lot of do-or-die games in the process and yet, pinalo pa nila ang UP.
Fajardo grabbing that board. Perez zigzagging. Nawala yung bola pero makukuha naman ni Wami. San Miguel with 10 seconds on the shot clock. Wami hindi gugulong papasok. And there's a foul. It is on Rodney Brondial. Pupunta sa panig ng Terrafirma.
Ang bigat talaga ng perimeter game ng San Miguel. We've seen it already. And ang isa pang mabigat sa kanila, ang lakas sila kumuha ng second chance points.
So dahil penalty na itong San Miguel, diretso na rin sa free throw line si Aljon Mariano.
Malaking bagay na although 19 seconds left na lang sa ating second quarter, San Miguel already in team fouls. Penalty na sila.
Mintes nga lang yung una ni Aljon.
Yun yung mga sayang and opportunities. But again, San Miguel was really able to preserve. Oh, nako, 2 missed free throws pa itong si Aljon Mariano.
Nanginayang si Aljon. Pero magpasensya na, pagbigyan natin ng konti, medyo puyat pa yan. New father, congratulations
okay.
Aljon Mariano.
Much blessings to the family, lalo na sa kanyang
wife.
Baby.
San Miguel trying to have the last say here. Perez couldn't bank it in. And that's the end of the first half. After San Miguel trailed by most of the first 24 minutes, lumabang pa itong SMB by 6 points. At ang ating babad player of the half is brought to you by Devan. It is Don Trollano. Enjoy unforgettable TV babad moments with your family only with Devan.
Grabe yan, 12 points in 10 minutes of play. And that's really a big contribution for Don Trollano to really spark and really inspire this team to really get back. Because in the beginning, medyo mabagal lang nila pagsisimula.
And San Miguel now in the driver's seat. Pero ang Terrafirma hindi yan basta-basta bibitaw. So we'll bring you the second half after this.
you're still watching the 50th season of the PBA Philippine Cup. Ito ang tapatang San Miguel Beermen kontra Terrafirma Dyip. Magandang simula ang pinakita ng Terrafirma, leading by as many as 11 points. Pero nabuhay nga ang bench ng San Miguel Beermen, contributing a total of 37 points at the end of the first half. Kaya naman at halftime, the score is 52-46 in favor of the San Miguel Beermen. Mamaya titingnan natin kung anong klaseng adjustments ang gagawin natin. But for now, it's time for us to get excited dahil ang ating friends here in the PBA are all over at Bahrain. Maraming exciting games ang nangyayari dyan. The other night, nangyari na ang Magnolia kontra ang Rain or Shine, and this December 7, Wednesday, 7 p.m. Bahrain time, makikita naman natin ang Rain or Shine ng Las Two Painters kontra ang Barangay Ginebra San Miguel. And for those here in the Philippines who want to watch that will be happening December 18, Thursday at 12 midnight. So sabay-sabay tayong mag-aabang at magpupuyat para makita ang resulta ng larong yan. But for now, it's time for us to get to know our PBA Press Corps Player of the Week. At itong player na ito gained back-to-back Best Player of the Game recognitions. I'm talking about CJ Cancino of the Meralco Bulls.
The ball's on the run. Si Cancino. Wow. Oh, beautiful move with that high ball pickup. Cancino na naman. CJ hits again. On cue. Yes, sir. Cancino. Right it. Cancino on the trail. Nagkapi pa sa ere, Dr. J. Back to Cancino. And Meralco is just pounding on. CJ again. Off the hesi. Super suave. Super suave.
Saktong-sakto ang pag-peak ni CJ Cancino as we are nearing the playoffs. We'll see more of him in action in the coming days. But for now, maliban sa ating Best Player of the Week, meron na naman tayong PBA Press Corps Rookie of the Week. At ito nga si James Una of the Blackwater Bossing.
James Una is also starting to show his worth. Look at James Una, padding is scoring. Another basket para sa kanya.
And that's a nice dish para kay Una. And that will count.
Una, get away!
And napakagandang pasa nun. And Una scoring off Junmar Fajardo.
Pero itong si Una, tuloy-tuloy ang scoring. Already his career high. James Una. If he scored there, Una susubok na tres.
Oh! This is a breakout game para sa kanya.
Again, our Rookie of the Week is James Una. Once again, congratulations to these outstanding players. But for now, it's time for us to watch our dunk party.
87 their first game. They lost to Converge, Magnolia, Rain or Shine, TNT, Phoenix, and Diamond in the previous game.
How about Raymond Almazan? Rocking the rim dito sa Antipolo. Ito naman si AB to the cutting. No! Ooh! My goodness! Lusa on the rise!
Points in the paint once again. Very makita mo, parang doktor yung pag-atake nitong Meralco.
Pass, look at that nice cut and then a jam from Troy Malili in the baseline cut and they found him.
Spectacular execution out of that baseline or sideline out of bounds.
Imagine you're 1-0 at one point.
Oo nga, very good start, no? Pero nagdikit-dikit eh.
No! Matik pa rin yung dakdak para kay Japper.
Practice shots na ito para sa barangay nila.
Post legs ba yan, Coach?
Regular playing very high. They look for high in the sky play. It works!
That's early offense by Barangay Ginebra, catching the defense of Terrafirma. A little bit porous as he went straight to the hole against a team like Barangay Ginebra. Ito na naman.
There's another one! Back-to-back big slams coming from Jacket Aguilar.
And they're realizing that interior defense of Terrafirma, not exactly the best in the league, as we mentioned.
It's going to be Titan for victory as Calvin Abueva will try to score still.
Explanation point.
Wow! Titan coming from behind.
Yung mga dalawang games doon naglulukohin yun. Baka hindi ka papasukin.
Newsom!
Oh, yeah!
Bustos Jam!
Oh, yeah!
Oh, yeah!
Sa mukha ni Baltasar Yotong. And look at that, Emakovic.
8-0. Siguro tuwan-tuwa dyan si Almasan.
Ito na, Doc. Sinusan nagwala ng Meralco.
Floater.
Raymond with the Alpha Slam.
Sabay din yung sakit. Baka ano yun, hindi ko na kaya tumalon.
Si Almazana having himself a game, Dr. J.
Yeah, silang dalawa ni Aaron, no? The usual contributors on this team.
.3 natitira sa first. Nelly will have to launch it. 4-ball. After an 0 for 3 start ni Evan Nelly to this game off the bench, bigla na lang nag-anim na sunod to end the first para sa Phoenix.
So my friend, might be a game change. 11 na lamang pagkatapos ng 4-point shot.
Wala na sa RK Hilagat, but Jed Mendoza pick up here from Magnolia, doing a great job. Oh, what a shot! Troyano nahanapan ng paraan. 16 points, and the crowd appreciating that move of Troyano.
How he got that to go in, we will never know.
That ball was just spinning.
Contest now with 4 points this contest. Pero pito pa rin ang abante ng TNT. Heading, pinali pa!
Nakasona yun, ha? Umatake yun, ha? Nakasona yun, na may big man underneath you.
Nebra for that. You know, one by elimination process of elimination yan, eh, di ba? Mintis! Kate keeps it alive! Munson for 4! Yes, sir! And Tuffin is hurt, and Munson had no reason to take that. But he said, I'm open! I love it. Look at Calvin saying, okay, you the man.
May mga dalawang games doon na nilolokohin yun. Baka hindi ka papasukin.
Newsom! Oh, yeah! Bastos Jam!
Oh, yeah! Oh, yeah!
Sa mukha ni Baltasar Yotong. And look at that, Emakovic!
Siguro tuwan-tuwa dyan si Almasan.
Ito na, Doc. Sinusan nagwala.
Back inside the floor of the Nino Aquino Stadium kung saan po lamang ang San Miguel over the Terrafirma Dyip 52-46. We're at the half. Chuck Sulit together with Coach Eric Reyes and Eileen Sheen naghahatid sa inyo ng aksyon in the 50th season PBA Philippine Cup. And well, dito ang Terrafirma, nauna actually Coach Eric etong Terrafirma. They led by as many as 11 points in the first half, pero yung sugod ng San Miguel in that second quarter allowed them to go up.
Yun ang nga yung nakakapagtaka doon eh. Kasi ang ganda na nilalaro talaga ng Terrafirma. But you know, San Miguel, they will always have an answer for every Terrafirma onslaught.
That's right. At tingnan na nga natin yung mga numero with these two teams. Ano yung namamayagpag for yung storyline ko?
Well, yung assist kasi ng Terrafirma, yan ang nakatulong sa kanila, Jot, when they were starting out this game. Ang ganda nung kanilang pasahan. They were hitting their shots. Pero yun nga, ang San Miguel naman nakabalik courtesy of their second unit because nung una malami ang kanila pagsisimula but yung second unit nila aggressive, nakakuha ng 7 steals as against 4. Bench points, na nga, parating 37-20 yung bench points sa San Miguel ay malaking bagay. Tapos, of course, yung points in the paint, we all know that San Miguel is a big team and they really thrive, lalong-lalo na sa laro sa ilalim.
That's right. Well, you take a look at the leading scorer, si Don Trollano pa rin. After scoring 22 dun sa panalo nila against Blackwater, tuloy-tuloy ang magandang pinapakita ni Don. And a surprising 11 points for Geronteng.
Yes, those two guys really came off the bench. And that's something that, is really known for a San Miguel team, that having a solid guys or players coming off the bench. Ang Terrafirma naman dyan, Saldivar had 8. Maganda yung kanyang simula, yung kanyang outside shooting really is giving Junmar Fajardo problems.
And well, the Beermen, ang hinahanap po nila dito is a twice-to-beat advantage na masisigurado nila. They will seal it, clinch it, if they win here today against Terrafirma. Terrafirma naman playing in their final game, well, out of playoff contention na. Dahil nga pinag-uusapan natin yung playoffs, palapit na yan ng palapit, and pamaskong handog ng PBA at 50 is that your PBA will be giving away free tickets throughout the month of December 2025. So meron pa tayong 2 game days after today. So sulitin nyo po yan. First come, first serve. Yung mga free tickets natin, punta lang kayo sa ating mga venues for the games. Paalala na rin natin kung saan yung mga larong yun. On Friday, sa Ninoy Aquino Stadium tayo, dito pa rin. Tapos sa December 21 Sunday sa Smart Araneta Coliseum. Isa pang kailangan nyo pong tandaan, scan nyo na yung QR code na yan because if you scan that, that will lead you to the page of the PBA 50 All-Star in Candon City. Yung voting period natin nagsimula noong December 5 and it will go all the way until January 18. Makakaboto kayo ng 5 North, 5 South, 12 rookies, and sophomores, tapos 12 juniors. Yan yung mga iboboto ninyo sa pagbabalik ng PBA All-Star Weekend. Tandaan natin, we didn't have that for Season 49, pero nagbabalik ang PBA All-Star Weekend for Season 50.
Well, it's going to be another exciting PBA action pagdating sa Candon because a lot of these stars are going to be there for the fans to see.
How about San Miguel really locking in? Siguro nagpagpag ng vacation and championship rust in their first 2 game of this conference. Natalo nga sila dun sa NLEX and Phoenix. Pero pagkatapos ng coach, you see the drastic change in the way they were playing.
Yeah, because they already know what the solution is. You know, they're a veteran team. They've been together for so long and they realize that after that championship, previously, syempre they have to buckle down to work. Eh kadalasan, galing lahat sa bakasyon yan, they really have to take a break because of the good performance that they had in the previous conference.
Yeah, and meron din mga players na hindi nakapaglaro in the first 2 games. Si CJ Perez, limited minutes pa lang. And once San Miguel decided to turn it on, parang ganun eh. Yung San Miguel parang may switch lang sila na pag ino nila, okay, game, championship mode na ulit.
A lot of the veteran teams are like that, especially pag they go deep into the previous conference.
But they also have to understand na yung target talaga ng lahat ng other teams, lagi syempre napupunta dun sa champions and everyone has their eyes on dethroning SMB, lalong-lalo na coach pag Philippine Cup.
Oh yes, pagdating sa Philippine Cup, bigat talaga kasi nandiyan nga si Junmar. Look at the record, 7-2 and 1-9 ang Terrafirma. And that's something that we really had to show you because malaking bagay nga, that this win for San Miguel to secure the twice-to-beat advantage.
There was a bit of miscommunication between 2 veterans. Lassiter and Ross turned out to be a turnover. Daming championship na niya, no? Lassiter and Ross and Fajardo. Junmar getting that board. Bagsak si Sanggalang. San Miguel has numbers here. They go inside. It's a foul on Zaldivar. Yung mukha ni Keith parang, wala na ako ibang choice eh.
Wala na eh. The hard part about Zaldivar, you can only do so much because Junmar really does a very good job in going for that seal in the middle.
Coach Eric, how did you do when you were, what were your techniques when you were an undersized defender of bigs?
CJ
Well, hindi ako magpapasandal ng ganun. I'm not gonna go 3/4 already because what happened with Keith there, napilitan siya mag 3/4 na eh. I'm gonna put my back on you, parang binabox out kita.
What exactly is 3/4?
When you go 3/4 defense, para ka naka-deny. You're denying, nakapatong ka dun sa low post player or on the seal. So, ibig sabihin, you're technically on one side of the defender. If yung ginagawa ko nun, lalo na kasi I'm undersized, kailangan nakasandal ka, sasandalan mo siya para ka nakasandal sa pader, tapos itutulak mo siya paatras.
And actually, Terrafirma was able to do that early in the game. Di ba nalalayo nila yung post-entry kay Junmar eh?
Yes.
Yung hindi nila masyado naurong si Motauto, ang lakas kasi nun.
Yes, well, hindi nila maurong pareho, pero in the beginning kasi hindi rin ganun kaganda rin yung mga pasa ng San Miguel. Pero yun nga, kasi yung mga turnover nila, libre naman sila Junmar, no? But it's just that the pass was really not good. Maybe, you know, what you can do, kasi pag si Junmar nag-seal, kahit sabihin mo ako na yung bumantay sa kanya, hindi ko kaya, laki.
Yeah,
he's just
that's
so
true.
strong.
So San Miguel, they're trying to build on their advantage, pero ang Terrafirma, hindi nagpapaiwan. Hernandez, good ball fake. Iwan kay Zaldivar, Keith.
Yeah.
Bumis.
Sayang, Keith had around 2 opportunities on that, pero hindi niya nako-convert.
That ball will go back to SMB.
Sayang yung mga ganun. Zaldivar already top scored for Terrafirma in the first half. He had around 4 possible points here to add to that kung nako-convert lang niya yung mga easy baskets.
Junmar, by the way, has a double-double, or no, has 10 rebounds already and is trying to work his way to a double-double, showing some aggressiveness in scoring.
Lakas talaga ni Junmar.
Ito, may balita sa atin sa Eileen.
Gentlemen, down by 6 at the half, Coach Ronald Tubit commended the team for being able to keep close to the Beermen when it comes to controlling the boards. Ika nga ni Coach Jaren Harencio, marami kaming naging lapses but we are glad na by the half, konti lang ang kanilang lamang. Ika nga niya, we would like to see moving forward is improving their post defense because of Junmar Fajardo. Pero sa opensa naman, better ball movement na lang ang kanilang kinakailangan para mabaliktad ang score. Balik sa inyo.
Thank you so much, Eileen, for that report. And now, itong Terrafirma, they're coming up empty sa mga possessions nila. Pero, hindi rin naman nila pinapascore itong San Miguel. And that's why we're staying stuck at 55-48. Napayungan si Louie.
Hindi na nga halos tumalon si Junmar eh.
Pero Sanggalang is learning the hard way na he won't always be able to outsmart bigger defenders in the PBA at hindi lahat kakayanin niyang banggain. He might have to get a little bit more creative. Rookie year niya nagagawa niya yung Coach Eric pero syempre markman na siya ngayon.
Yeah, markman. Kasi magaling naman talaga si Louie. It's just that like in that last play, he could have gone up much faster eh. Hindi mo na pwedeng i-power yan eh kasi mas mabagal ka akyat. Kailangan talaga pagpasa sa'yo, kailangan para ka nag-a-alley-oop na eh. Kasi kung hindi, si Junmar is so big, abutin ka kagad sa ilalim.
And that's why also we see Sanggalang a little bit extending his range. Kahit doon sa hook shot niya, Coach, hindi na laging tutukan eh.
Wala na kasi lalo na pag kasing lalaki na ni Tautua or Junmar ang makakatapat niya. You know, magbabago yun kasi si Sanggalang is only like around 6'5", 6'4".
Coach Eric, can you talk about Rodney Brondial and what he brings to the table for San Miguel?
Well, it's really the hustle that, and you look like, parang ganyan, you know, he's very good in reading defenses. He's always ready to help. That led to an easy basket because of the aggressiveness of Brondial on the defensive end.
At etong San Miguel with their first double-digit lead of the game. Rivero short jumper. He's gonna earn the respect of San Miguel's defense.
Well, that's a good shot because, you know, they gave that space to Rivero. That's why he really has to take that shot.
Wow! Did you see that finger roll for CJ Perez? Mala George Chervin.
Well, you know, that specialty of the house.
But this is becoming big shoot para kay Prince Rivero. Walang lumalapit sa kanya.
Well, Prince is seeing that the transition defense, everyone is running down in, deep in the shaded area. So he's just going to step in that 15-foot line. That's a very smart move on the part of Prince Rivero.
Ito na naman si Perez. Kung shootout dun sa kabila, lay-up practice naman para kay Perez.
Ay, bibigay ko yung credit dun kay Rodney Prodial because he screened off.
Oh, just scoring in bunches, both teams here in the third quarter. Lassiter, nawala yung bola sa kanya. Nonoy in a foot race. Iwan kay Hernandez. Good pass for Mark.
The transition points galing sa Terrafirma, malaking bagay yan.
Perez found a way to score, finishing through the crowd.
So that's a strength there of CJ Perez despite, that bump by Sanggalang.
Rejuvenated etong si CJ here in the third quarter. Look at him go. No one has been able to stop him from getting to the cup.
Wala na, off transition and then open court. Mahirap tigilin si CJ Perez because he's just so quick.
9 points in the first half for CJ Perez. He's got 14 now here in the third. Nonoy will miss. Tumatakbo na naman. And that pass will need to be faster. Faster than Mark Nonoy. Rivero, labas kay Hernandez. Corner 3. Gets the bounce.
Unselfishness of Prince Rivero again. He went to that same spot where he was effective, but he shared that basketball to an open teammate.
Hindi talaga nagpapaiwan itong Terrafirma. Perez, stress naman ang hahanapin niya yun. Still aiming. CJ has been on fire here in the third.
Grabe si CJ. Talagang uminit dito sa third quarter. 24 na kagad yung ginagawa ni CJ Perez. Parang sobrang bilis.
My apologies. Earlier I said he already had 14 in the third. 12 pala kanina, and after that 3, 15 na.
I had to put on my glasses because I wanted to make sure that I was reading it right. Sabi ko parang ang bilis. 24 na nga.
Bigla-biglaan no?
Well, that's because dyan sa third quarter dyan talaga kumawala itong San Miguel. Well, they're only up by 8. Pero dito nakaraming puntos ang San Miguel.
And dahil din ang bilis ng pace ng pag-atake ni Perez. As we take a look at his 3-point shot, hatid sa atin ng Arena Plus Sportsbook.
35 points na dito ang San Miguel Beermen. Hindi pa tapos ang third quarter.
That's just incredible.
Naka 34 sila ng second quarter. So at 70 points, yeah. Tama yung math ko. 69 points already. 35, halos ang dami pa.
Actually, they scored 34 points 34. In the second quarter.
Yes, in the second quarter alone, yes.
Pero dito sa fourth quarter, 17 points so far. 19 points so far para sa San Miguel. The ball is gonna go back to San Miguel. Pero tama, bilis talaga ng pace netong third quarter. And actually, Terrafirma, kahit pa paano nakakasabay, but then San Miguel already threatening to break this game open.
Let's try this one. Okay guys, okay. Jumar, dito ka na agad, okay? Dito ka agad pababa natin. Okay, CJ, dito ka. Asio, dito ka. Okay? So, pwede natin, pasa natin dito. Watch out. Okay? Pwede ibigay. Here natin, okay? Para ito. Bigyan nyo ng magandang screen. Pagka-open. Pagka wala, okay? Lalabas dito. Okay? Ngayon, pagka binigay dito at hindi binigay dito,
Talk about CJ Perez and his explosion here in the third quarter. Ang San Miguel, 19 points in the third quarter as a team. 17 of those coming from one man, the Predator, CJ Perez.
Yes, mabigat talaga yung contribution ni CJ Perez with 17. And, a while ago, Jat, I also wanted to, to stand, I would like to correct myself because, akala ko nga, halos 35 points na sila with still 6 minutes left na nagagawa ng Beermen. Pero mali yung aking math pala. Because technically, 17 lang yung kanila nako-contribute, and yet still, karamihan doon kay CJ galing.
And you also saw on your screens Mrs. Shena Perez, the wife of CJ. Alam mo, nakakatuwa. Those two actually, they share photos on Facebook nung early on in their relationship. They were in college, and as they said, a couple of broke kids. But look at where they are now, diba? And while we see the brilliance of CJ and Marshall Lassiter, the four-pointer, yung ginagawa ni CJ on the court, always need your support system around you to be just as strong.
Malaking bagay naman yun, lalo na sa lahat ng mga players. We see a lot of them, support. But of course, Jericho Handlis's support is his three-point shooting. And deadly three-point shooting.
Lassiter, he wants more! Isang 4, isang 3 para kay Marcio.
Sasagutan lang sila dito, Jat. And ito nga si CJ Perez, the bulk of the third quarter points by San Miguel. 17 nga yung ginagawa niya, no? Lahat yung galing sa kanya.
Well, Brondial had his hands in the cookie jar. Call for the foul. Ito, bakit walang nag-close out dun sa best three-point shooter in PBA history?
Well,
was it because he was behind the 4-point line? Yung una wala eh. Were they thinking na hanggang 3 lang ang range ni Marcio?
Well, yun nga yung mahirap kasi dito eh. Nakarami talaga si CJ with 17 in one quarter, pero si Marcio, so akala mo lahat si CJ lang yung gumagawa. When you play San Miguel, you have to play against the 5 on the floor because everyone can score.
And that's why we call this the depth squad. I mean, you have 5 scorers on the court. Maybe 4. Maybe you take away Rodney Brondial, even though he has the ability na mag-ambag din sa scoring. Hindi kasi siya nagiging, you don't really draw up plays for Rodney, diba? But the other 4 guys on the floor for San Miguel, I think you can say you do. You look at their bench. Meron ka pang Tautua, Don Trollano, Jeron Teng, CJ Perez, Chris Rosales. That's how deep San Miguel is.
They can score. Everyone can score there. Of course, you talk about CJ and Junmar, silang dalawa yung nakakarami. But once they start kicking the ball out, they just have so many options. Jem Calma, who averages around 6 to 7 points contribution off the bench.
Yun ang nakakatuwa. Si Junmar was acting with some of the fans along the baseline. Imagine, parang sometimes that makes a PBA fans day. Maybe it makes a PBA fans year. Na makausap mo lang, pansinin ka lang ng mga idol mo, ng 9-time MVP. Mariano banks it in. Walang ngiti, hindi nag-smile. Mukhang sadya.
When you're down, all you just hope is that your shot will just fall. Makakatulong na sa pag-boost ng kumpiyansa ng team mo yun.
Here's Calma, may bangga, galing kay Mariano, and that's a foul on Aljon. Disagree si Aljon dun sa pito, but it doesn't look like Terrafirma's challenging that. First foul pa lang ni Aljon, but that will send Calma to the free throw line. Penalty na etong Terrafirma with 3:48 left.
Eto dyan, tama na to talaga. 29 points na lang San Miguel scored.
Alam mo, parang predict mo lang naman, coach. Parang aabot pa rin sila doon sa 35.
Tama nga naman. Thank you for saving me there.
Bibilib ako kung saktong 35 by the end. Tingnan natin. 5 points na lang. 5 points to go.
We have 30 points. With 3 minutes, almost 3 minutes and a half left, I think kayang-kaya, even exceed.
All
the way
signs
they're
point
shooting.
to them scoring more than 35. Eto si Mariano, tres na naman. Rebound goes to Cruz. San Miguel running. To Fajardo. Napalakas. Gusto lang pala ng rebound.
Isang kamay na lang eh. Yun nga eh. There's no one in Terrafirma who can really match up with Junmar. Zaldivar was the biggest player that they would have.
And more problems brewing up. Dahil natawagan ng backward violation etong Terrafirma. An unforced turnover. Tingnan mo naman tong galaw na to. He's so good. He doesn't need both hands.
He's so confident that no one can stop him.
It really is looking like the PBA is Junmar Fajardo's playground, and it has been for about a decade already. San Miguel up 84-69.
You have to stay here. Okay? Diba? Okay? Ikaw dito. Okay? So, Jericho, ito gagawin mo ha, okay? Kung pwede siya tanay. Okay? Pagka wala, kayo mo bola dito.
We're coming to you from the floor of the Nino Aquino Stadium kung saan si Junmar Fajardo has been busy feeding his teammates. Kita mo yung stat line na yun, Coach. Hindi nga aggressive in scoring, pero 7 assists.
7 assists, 2 steals, 12 rebounds. The nice part is everyone is just getting their fair share of just touching the ball and getting some feel of it. Kaya pag nakakuha sila ng open look, napakataas ang kumpiyansa.
At parang gusto ni Junmar makuha yung second triple-double niya dahil earlier in this conference nakuha niya yung first. Let's send it over to Eileen now.
Gentlemen left scoreless by halftime of their last game. Nakwento ni Junmar Fajardo that this is because sinubukan niyang to approach the game in a different way. Instead of looking for ways to score, he made it a point to look for his teammates. Ika nga niya, ang ganda ng ginawa ni CJ noong simula pa lang of their last game, kaya hinanap ko lang siya ng hinanap. Nakatulong din ito sa buong team kasi pag nasa poste na ako, palagi rin akong dinodouble team. He took pride in being able to achieve this with his teammates because as he puts it, when he gives opportunities to build their depth, he has nothing to lose but everything to gain. Balik sa inyo.
And that will just, extend his career, extend his effectivity on the court. Olivario hitting a 3. Thank you, by the way, Eileen, for that report. Diba kung mapagana ni Junmar yung mga teammates niya, it unlocks a different aspect of his game. And that's what he's trying to do again.
Kung mag-improve pa yung passing niya. I mean, there will always be a lot of comparisons.
Wow.
See, that was a brilliant passer by Junmar. A good passing big man is an essential in today's game and even before.
Yung pasang yun, it looked easy, it looked simple. But that needs to be pinpoint. Look at that pass.
That was pinpoint passing right there because nakataas yung kamay doon ni Sanggalang. But again, if you want to compare Junmar with El Presidente was such a great passer. He was also a great, he can put the ball on the floor and he can score off the perimeter and off the hook. Malapit na rin si Junmar umabot to sa ganung level ng passing katulad ni El Presidente because we're seeing it already now.
Baka nga next season, point guard na to si Junmar. Yun ang problema na.
He's already practicing the 4-point shot and the 3-point shot, even in their international game. So, ano pa ba yung hindi kayang gawin ni Junmar Fajardo?
Misi ran into a dead end. Ito, nalibre siya. 3 on the way. That's good for Matt.
Yes, he's just, he's just picking his spots. He's looking for those openings and he never hesitates to make a confident attempt.
Tautua finishing through the foul.
John, grabe, ang San Miguel, this is going to be their second 30-point quarter. They had 34 in the second. This is going to be, I believe, their 34th already.
They've just been on a tear. Actually, 37 points na.
37.
Itong San Miguel in the third. Baka umabot pa ng 40, coach. We still have 1 minute and 45. I mean, again, hindi na ganun ka-surprising because this is a team that scored 158 in a span of 48 minutes.
Tsaka nakuha na nila yung kumpiyansa nila kanina, di ba? Layo. No? When they started out this game in the first quarter, halos hindi makaporma ang San Miguel dito compared to the good start of Terrafirma.
Pero again, hindi naman nagpapaiwan ng todo itong Dyip. 13 lang hinahabol nila. Gustong dagdagan ni Cruz and he does so.
You have to really admire the way Jericho's playing. I remember when he played for Guam. Grabe pinapakita niya against international players. He's scoring a lot.
Sanggalang goes for the 3, no good. Si Jericho, reigning finals MVP yan ng Philippine Cup.
Kita mo yung mga ganun simpleng paggalang. It gives him enough space to be able to get an open look.
Could be pound for pound the strongest guard in the PBA.
I would that's gonna be people will argue about it, but the power of Jericho Cruz, ibang klase.
Foul on Galma. Ito, ano yung bangga? Ito wala pang bangga. Ito yung floater lang. Na-master niya na rin yung galaw na yan.
Sakto yung pagkaka-time ng bangga niya, hindi siya offensive.
Yeah. Very crucial yun yung banggang ganyan, lalo na tumatakbo kayo pareho.
Parang sabay lang yung pagtakbo niya sa sa contact sa iyo. So talagang he did not even push off much.
Olivario from the corner. Pasok yung tres ni Tommy.
Came into the game, here in the second half already, and he was able to contribute 2 3-point shots.
Last shot time para sa San Miguel. That's gonna be another flopping call on Luis Sanggalang. Natawagan na siya ng technical kanina because of a flop. But this one, what do you think, Coach?
It would look like that because, maybe the refs would also want to look at it earlier, how many times that he did it already. And plus, we all know that Luis is a very strong player, lalo na when he backs you down on the post. So yes, maybe you could call it that way, that he flopped. Pero you have to also look at how big Motau Tua and how strong Motau Tua is also when he backs you down.
And sinasabi yata ni Mo kay Louie, hindi ka naman ganun kahina.
Well, I agree with him because Louie is a very strong player when he backs you down on the post.
Libre dun sa ilalim si Calma Trollano. No longer seeing him. Nagkabiroon pa sila ng kanyang former teammate in Mava Misi. But the end of the third quarter sees another big lead. And this time, it's for San Miguel. It's a 15-point advantage para sa Beermen.
Nose. Guys, ayusin nyo, hey, listen up. Nose tayo, okay? Baka may opportunity, bigyan natin, okay? Pagka wala, okay? Tagan, okay? Pagka wala, bigay. Here, tagan, tap pick and roll ito, okay? Kailangan yung dalawang slash cut, may ma-open, pagka wala.
Let's talk about what's happened in this game so far. Yung ball movement nga ng Terrafirma. Yun yung nagbigay sa kanila nung lamang nila in the first quarter. In the first 12 minutes, lumamang ang Terrafirma ng 8 points, 26-18. Kasi lahat nakikisama, umiikot yung bola, and they were just playing fluid offense. Pero, as we highlighted, yung bench ng San Miguel, they've been showing up. And they continue to do that here in this game. Gerontech had a brilliant second quarter. At kahit di na masyado nakita in the third, okay lang. Kasi nung third quarter, si CJ Perez naman. Imagine the first 19 points ng San Miguel nung third period, 17 doon galing kay CJ. Wala makapigil sa kanya, and he set the tone for what turned out to be a 43-point quarter para sa SMB. Wow! And Coach Eric, as we open up the third quarter, we want to say hi to everyone tuned in sa RPTV, lalo na si Doc Vergara, who just recently got out of a successful operation. We're glad your operation safe, Doc, and enjoy this game. Yung San Miguel, you know, they've always had the ability to score like this. Imagine, papasok pa lang ng fourth quarter, 95 points na. Pero parang ngayon lang talaga natin nakikita, Coach Eric, what like for them to unlock this kind of firepower sa opensa?
Yung ano kasi, you know, pag pumasok yung second unit, kasi ganito yan eh, pag hindi maganda yung simula ng first unit mo, yung starting unit, kailangan ready talaga magbigay ng energy yung second. That's what happened today. Diba? Minsan naman, kung maganda start ng starting unit mo, dapat isusustain yun ng second unit. In this case talaga, what happened today was the second unit to have the energy to really be very aggressive, to move well without that basketball. And yun na nga, ang dami nila nakuwang steals din, which really led to a lot of easy baskets.
Pero yung Terrafirma, no, nakipagsabayan din naman. Also had a big third quarter. How about Jericho Cruz? Nakakuha ng steal kahit nakatalikod. And here's Calma, easy lay-in.
He runs the floor very well, and look at the roll for JM Calma. 9 points already for JM. Sobra-sobra na yun sa mga averages na kino-contribute na previously, because he just remains to be just all over the place.
Oh, remember, itong si Calma, he's a one-time PBA Obstacle Challenge champion.
So he's quick, lalo na when it comes to like sprinting down on the floor.
And may skills, yung mahalaga. Macy just got a layup earlier. It's Jerick we're talking about. Sanggalang setting that pick. Gets it now, Olivario. Attacking the closeout, labas kay Louie. Extra pass. Yan nga yung ball movement na sinasabi natin. And when the ball moves well, you usually get a good shot.
Well, and even in one of the reports of Eileen a while ago, they were really focusing on trying to move the ball well, because they are able to get points. And that's what we've seen in the first quarter and even in that last play.
Itong Terrafirma, umahabol na naman here in the fourth. Olivario back to Jerick. Corner three. Just couldn't get that one. That would have been big. 12 lang naman dito ng Beermen. Jericho. Bigay kay Bo. Iwan kay JM. Ganda rin ang ball movement, pati sa San Miguel.
You know, they're sharing that basketball. 11 points, JM Calma off the bench. Oh, beautiful pass by Tom. Ganda ng pass na yun.
Ito si Olivario, although he doesn't see a lot of action, naging veterano na rin to sa PBA. Has been with Terrafirma for quite some time. Ito dati sinusundan niya, Wami Johnson. Now doing damage against Terrafirma.
He will always be dangerous itong si Wami Johnson. He will miss a couple of his shots if he cannot have a good start. Pero he will never abandon his shot, and he will continue shooting.
I remember a stretch before, Coach, na ang ganda ng pinapakita ni Wami. He had back-to-back 30-point games against Barangay Ginebra, against San Miguel. Parehong panalo ang Terrafirma in those games. And perhaps, yun din yung mga moments na nagpaalala sa San Miguel, nagbigay ng senyas na, okay, we want this guy on our side.
Well, you know, yun kahit maganda dun eh. Nung nasa Terrafirma, even if they're struggling, maganda pa rin yung pinapakita dito ni Wami Johnson. That's why San Miguel really gave him, you know, a second look, because they would really, you know, put value on a good shooter from the backcourt.
Ito ngayon, ang Terrafirma coming up empty.
JM Bravo for Aljon Mariano.
A timeout will be requested here. Lumamang na ng 14 itong San Miguel, 106-92. We'll be back with more of your PBA.
Brush natin, brush, okay? 5, 4, 2, 3, okay? Brush natin, okay? Screen, okay? Watch out! Okay, pag yan ang ball dito, maka-open, set. Screen, handoff. This guy might be open. If not open, this guy will have to get down here. Handoff. Ball screen. Then, Amo, pagka-screen, you have to know.
PBA on RPTV. Etong Terrafirma, they drafted first overall in the season 50 PBA draft. Nakuha nila si Gio Chu, but Gio had commitments in other leagues. Pero natapos na yun, ito rin si Sean O'Malley had to play out yung kanyang collegiate career. But those two will be ready, according to Eileen, by 2026. By next conference siguro, makikita na natin yung dalawang big man na yan na maglalaro for Terrafirma. Confirm natin, Eileen, anong balita dyan?
Gentlemen, Terrafirma is determined to end this conference on a high note. Kaya naman in the latest huddle, Coach Jeff Napa made it a point to tell the team to keep their emotions in check. Wala na daw sila magagawa sa breaks of the game. All they need to do is play better. And this is why offensively, the ask is to try to score from the baseline, all while watching out for cutters when they are going downhill. And that's all to say that they are indeed looking forward to 2026 because doon nga sasali na sa koponan nila si Gio Chu and Sean O'Malley. Balik sa inyo.
Ano nakikita mong posibleng maging effect ng dalawang bigs na yun, Coach?
Well, you know, when you play a team like San Miguel, you will have a good matchup for Junmar because you have a 6'10" guy and you have Zaldivar in that bench. Dagdag mo pa si Sean O'Malley at 6'4" si Sean O'Malley, so he's probably going to be playing, you know, the 4 position or even the 3 position kung kailangan.
And that will probably also alter the position and role of Luis Angalang. What do you think?
Well, it should really alter his position unless you know, he's still much stronger and more effective against with Sean O'Malley there. So yun, magkakaroon siya ng konting healthy competition within the teammate sa loob, no? But syempre with the rookie at maganda yung pakita ni O'Malley, then there's also a good chance that pwede makuha yung kanyang starting 4 or power forward position.
Ito, nag-challenge si Coach Ronald Tubid on that foul called on them. Medyo violent kasi reaction ng Terrafirma when the whistle was called, when the whistle was blown rather. So let's see if this challenge goes their way. We're almost ready for the announcement.
After the review, nagkaroon po ng illegal contact si Bravo against Cruz. Therefore, the challenge of Terrafirma is not successful. 2 shots.
So not successful yung challenge na yun. And it's gonna be 2 free throws for Jericho. The first of which goes in.
John, para sa akin, no, dagdag pa doon sa titanong mo sa akin kanina, how it would, when Chu and O'Malley come into this young Terrafirma team. This team will definitely go places if they can learn to play defense as a group. Because for me, that's something that maganda yung nangyari kasi nung nandyan pa si Juan Gomez or si Javi Gomez de Leano, si Wami Chongson, and of course, mas deep yung kanilang lineup. And they went really far in the tournament because they were really making stops.
Napataas yung pasa ni Jericho doon. Pero nakuha naman ni Trollano. Tawanan yung dalawa eh.
Na-stretch out pa daw si Trollano. He had to stretch out and grab that ball.
Sabi ni Don kay Jericho, parang hindi na tayo college.
Ayan na naman. sa tinatakbo nila. Look at the speed. Silang dalawa naman yung nagpasado na. And nag-contribute. Look at these two guys having great time. And most especially scoring again for San Miguel.
Parang yung laging sinasabi ni Aileen, di ba? Back to you! Yung sinasabi ni Don kay Jericho, and those two having fun and extending the San Miguel lead, which now stands at 20, the biggest lead that San Miguel has enjoyed. They already have 112 points. May under 7 minutes pa tayo to play.
Louie. Wait. Same thing, ha? Pass to Derek and Hambo. Then, double grab. Double grab. Clear? Ikaw ngayon na dito.
Pagka double grab, lang ako.
Ball ka lang. Ball hard. Different dito sa ano. So, basahin mo pa kami, ha?
Derek, this side, ha? This side,
Ito po yung mga nangyari over in Bahrain in the first ever visit of the PBA. Alam naman natin, Coach, ang dami-daming mga Pinoy, mga OFW, dyan sa Bahrain. And they look so happy na finally umabot na ang PBA there. Of course, Magnolia played Rain or Shine the other day. Nanalo ang Rain or Shine. Mamaya po, pagpatak ng 12 midnight, Manila time. Rain or Shine versus Barangay Nebra naman. Exciting, no? Ang isa lang ang problema eh. Naiwan tayo dito. No, but we have our production team over there flying and making sure na makuha natin lahat ng necessary updates from there. Si Apple kami, andun sa Bahrain, nagkikwento pa ng mga stories from the sidelines.
They're having a great time over there. You know, of course, we're also treating the fans with great 2 games.
Oh, yun ang swerte sa Bahrain. Because like we played in Dubai, that lone game in Dubai, San Miguel versus Barangay Nebra, pero yung pa rin makakadalawa. San Miguel, they look eager to push this lead further. Hindi pa rin umaapak sa preno itong Beermen.
And that's the benefit of having a good second unit, because the second unit, they want to play. They also want to show something out there. Yung mga limited minutes like sila JM, talaga makikita mo they will continue to push because they really want to contribute more.
CJ Katapusan, ngayon lang pumasok sa laro natin. That's gonna be a foul on Sanggalang.
Lalalim lalo tong bench ng Terrafirma when you add 2 more big men there.
That's true. Well, Geronteng, can he explode like he did in the second quarter? That's what we're trying to find out. Niluwa yung layup ni Katapusan, and San Miguel with a brand new opportunity to attack. Here's Rosales.
My favorite. That's a specialty of the house of Chris Rosales. You know, those pull-ups.
Yeah, dati pag may gumagawa niyan, ang sinisigaw na pangalan, TY Tag.
Yes.
Ngayon baka pwede ng Chris Mo na isigaw.
That's a foul.
So siya rin matatawagan ng foul, Rosales. Alam mo, nakakatawa itong kwento ni Chris Rosales. We're hearing his story through a podcast, and he was saying to the Let It Fly podcast na, well, I'll tell you about it later on. And makibalita mo na tayo kay Aileen.
Gentlemen, Mark Nonoy started the season late as he was recovering from a hamstring injury that set him back for 4 games. Pero kahit na ganun ang nangyari, Mark was able to find his footing, bringing in the spark off the bench. Para kay Mark, ang nakatulong is the combination of rehab, which strengthened his lower body, pati pag-observe from the bench sa pag-adjust and ease back into a game. This is why, knowing that today is their last game, Mark only hopes na mabalance yung scoring. Dahil ika nga ni Mark, we had good preparations, but somehow, we always fall short. Sana sa ngayon magsabay-sabay na ang good game namin. Balik sa inyo.
Thank you so much, Aileen. Yun nga lang talaga yung nagiging sitwasyon ng Terrafirma. Kasi last season, Coach, ganun din. Hinintay din nila yung mga rookies nila, talking about Mark Nonoy and CJ Katapusan.
What a
Nonoy.
shot there. I thought he was already trapped underneath, and yet he was still able to go on a scoop shot.
Miller. Setting up Tang. That's a 3 for Giron. Way off. On the run, it's Nonoy. Have to wait for teammates. It's Ahanisi Maverick, the first name. Nagbabanda pa dito sa Terrafirma. Binaba to 14 with 4:24 left. And that's why Coach Leo tatawag ng 30-second timeout lang just to break the momentum that's going clearly to the side of Terrafirma.
Yes, maganda kasi ginagawa rito ng Terrafirma. They're really finding those open looks. And lalo na si Maverick Ahanisi who's really feeling it tonight.
And I think we're starting to see the real Maverick Ahanisi. Kasi nga nung other 2 games na nilaro niya for Terrafirma, still trying to get in the mix of things. Medyo injured pa, but really settling in now. Yan siguro ang talagang malaking matutulong sa team. More than his scoring ability, yung kanyang veteran presence.
Malaking bagay yan, especially when you have a young team like Terrafirma.
Tinan mo, Coach, 20 points.
Ganda ng contribution niya dyan. 5 rebounds, 3 assists. All-around presence by Maverick. He's also hitting his shots. Kasi, you know, I keep saying why you know, that it's very important to make shots because it boosts your confidence, most especially.
You know, si Mav, gigil na yan to get back into shape, maging healthy at makapaglaro because he actually was... He posted a status on his Instagram saying, I've never been this injured this much in my entire life. So you can feel some frustration. How about Junmar Fajardo with another assist? Ilan na ba ito kay Junmar?
Uy, another 3-point shot there by Luis Anggalang.
I told you Terrafirma's not done. 9 assists para kay Fajardo. He's trying to get his 10th. Bola na kay Junmar. And this time, he will try to score. At re-reviewin pa nila yan. This might be elevated. I think they might take a look at that swipe from katapusan na nangyari pagkatapos na ng pito.
Well, there was one hit initially on the block. And then may humabol pa nga doon sa likod, which is going to be CJ.
Look at this. Yun ay hataw. May pito na.
There was a foul there already.
Bola naman yung inabot ni katapusan. Just really trying to prevent a 3-point play.
He was going for the ball. It's just that, you know, Junmar is so tall. So, aabutin mo na lang yung ulo rin eh.
Actually, swerte si katapusan na bola lang talaga tinamaan niya. Because kung tinamaan niya yung ulo, that call could have been very different.
That could have been an F1, probably.
Look at Junmar. Triple-double kaya? Aabot kaya?
I think
very much possible.
Unless siguro i-sub siya ni Coach
Pero
Leo.
kakabalik niya pa lang eh, di ba? So, I don't know baka talagang papakuha kay Junmar. Imagine that Junmar can be a nightly triple-double threat, Coach, if he wanted to.
Kung gumaling talaga si Junmar sa kanyang passing kasi talaga dito double team lalo na sa All-Filipino.
Miller for 3. It's Tang who gets it. Blocked by Maverick. Nonoy on the loose. And that bounced off of him. Or the referee says, nope, it's Rosales. At least a challenge ni Coach Leo.
Nonoy is also complaining that he got hacked in the arm.
So parehong frustrated yung dalawang teams dahil yun nga, tulad ng sabi ni Coach Eric, gusto ni Nonoy foul. Gusto ng San Miguel, out of bounds, bola nila. Take a look at the Coach Leo Austria, the mastermind behind the success of San Miguel over the last 1.5 decades.
Let's take a look.
After the
this year.
review, the last out-of-bounds play, last touch on Andreas Kahilig. Therefore, the challenge made by San Miguel Beermen is not successful.
So bola ng Terrafirma because it was last touch on Kahilig. Ay tumama nga doon sa kamay ni Dre.
30-second timeout.
Pag tinitingnan ko si Chris Rosales, that was my angle there, but Dre was on the other
That's
side.
true. Sa angle natin, medyo natakpan sina Mark Nonoy at Andreas Kahilig ni Chris Rosales, kaya hindi natin gaano nakita. Only a 30-second stoppage will hang on to the air. San Miguel only leading by 12 points. Pero coach, this is going to be another big output for the Beermen. When you talk about the Beermen, you're talking about a 7-game winning streak. They're looking to extend it to 8. Nagsimula nga sila with back-to-back losses in this tournament. But the defending champs were not messing around. They got their pairing straight. And when they did, tuloy-tuloy na. Average winning margin, 15.4 points. They've been destroying their opponents and they're leading, or they're at the top of several statistical categories. Hernandez with the attack.
Ganda nilalaro ni Paolo rito. Has been very consistent. 19 points already. Another very consistent performance for Paolo Hernandez in the last 2 games.
And Jeron Teng will give Fajardo his 10th assist. So ang hinahanap na lang ni Junmar is 1 basket para makumpleto niya yung triple-double. Yun siguro yung pinakamadali sa kanya.
Ayun ba? Yung scoring nga, madali sa kanya yan. So we have a loose ball on the ground.
Jump ball forced by Miller. Sino ang kalaban ni Chris Miller? Kasi tatlo yung nakipag-agawan sa kanya doon. So Junmar Fajardo with 8 points, 12 rebounds, 10 assists, 2 steals.
1 basket na lang eh.
9 MVPs in his career na baka hindi pa tapos. He might have to make room for more. So ito, inaatrasan niya. He wants that triple-double. They're looking for Junmar. They go to him. Fajardo goes to Teng. Sprays it to Kahilig. And Dre hits the 3. Hernandez gustong sumagot. That doesn't go. Rebound number 13 for the MVP. The 9-time MVP. Ito na. Junmar with a triple-double.
Look at his teammates celebrating on the sidelines there. They know that he has achieved another milestone.
And they want to sub him out as soon as possible dahil nakumpleto nga. Natapos niya na yung inahangad niya. Coach, imagine it. Junmar entered the league in 2012. And he's been in the league for 13 years. Naka 9 MVPs na. Bago niya pa makuha for the first time yung unang triple-double niya in the PBA, which happened 3 games ago against Titan. Pero nasundan din agad. And what's incredible? 0 turnovers.
You know, that's something that you can really appreciate with Junmar Fajardo's game. You know, when you're executing assists, especially through traffic, it's not that easy that you will not commit a turnover there. Sobrang ganda talaga nung ano niya, yung passing skills niya. Yes, he really improved a lot. Let's say it's another big achievement for Junmar because you know, reaching a triple-double is really not that easy.
That's true. I mean,
di ganun kadali yun kasi syempre, pupuntos ka, re-rebound ka.
Yung pinakamahirap pa doon yung assist. Siguro for Junmar, definitely, di ba? Pero kasi out of your control eh. Kung masushoot nung kakampi mo,
Yes.
hindi.
Sabagay, yeah, you have a good point there.
Yung rebound at points, obviously, medyo kontrolado mo kahit paano. You could put effort, extra effort in getting those boards. Pero syempre, you know,
assist kasi parang pinadali mo yung buhay ng teammate
That's
mo.
true,
Diba?
exactly.
Parang, minsan, through traffic, mapapasahan mo yung teammate mo for an easy basket.
Well, parang lahat nahuhulog na ngayon para sa SMB. Even Matua able to join the scoring. Hernandez flips it up, no good. Jerry coming out of nowhere for the board. Nonoy para sa tres. Rosales rebound. Miller wants to get himself a bucket. Na-foul ni Sangalang, so he'll try to get points mula sa free throw line. Chris Miller, a rookie, or a vet rookie, because he came into this league na hindi naman na ganun kabata and has already played all around the world, internationally. Now finding himself tracing his roots back to the Philippines. Si Chris Rosales parang napapalaban dito kay Nonoy sa bilis ni Mark.
No, magandang matchup yan. Pero I think Mark Nonoy still will win the speed. Still has that speed advantage.
Napapa-deep breath si Chris mo. And Miller will finish that layup. His first field goal in this game. Jerick for 4. Nope. Rebound taken again by SMB. Natagdagan pa ba nila? Yun lamang nila. And Miller will try to add more points via the free throw line. San Miguel, di ba pinakita natin Coach Jerick yung average winning margin in their last 7 games, 15.4, and what that has allowed is it allowed them to give opportunities para sa third unit nila. Na to also see action, sabi mo nga, pampataas ng kumpiyansa ng buong team.
Lahat nga eh. Di ba kanina we also had that stat line wherein a lot of the players yung kanilang averages so far, no? That's something really that would help the team because those are the guys coming off the bench, tapos bihira nga sila minsan nakakalaro kasi nga sobrang lalim ng team ng San Miguel. And yet, that will really come in handy, especially when they get to the next round.
Oh, that's a 4 from Ahanmisi. Yan yung sanay tayong ginagawa niya dati for Magnolia. And Coach Leo says, don't shoot anymore. At susunod naman sa utos, eto si Chris Rosales. 135-115 is the win of San Miguel Beermen after that slow start, Coach.
Yes, I mean, it's really all about, getting the right combination inside. But again, malaking bagay sana yung magandang start sa isang koponan. And that's something that San Miguel was able to recover from.
At ang ating babad player of the game, brought to you by Devan, is CJ Perez. Enjoy unforgettable TV babad moments with your family only with Devan.
Well, he went on a tear in the third quarter, and that to me was really key in the San Miguel game. A lot of players, even Jeron Teng, really could have gotten it. But, the explosion of CJ alone was really a big factor in the third quarter.
Sa grabe nung pinakita niya nung third, pwede na nga siya sana umuwi after the third quarter. But San Miguel really taking off after that. 135-115, the win for them over Terrafirma. For Coach Eric Reyes, for Eileen Shi, and for our broadcast team, John Sulit po. Thank you for watching the PBA only here on RPay TV.
CJ Perez is our best player of the game. Congratulations, CJ. Down by 6 at the half. Binuhos mo ang 17 of your 26 points in the third quarter. What helped you come alive and what message did you want to send?
Playing Terrafirma kasi hindi natin kailangan i-underestimate, talagang nahihirapan din kami. So, coming third quarter, talagang inayos namin yung defense namin, yung offense namin. So, yeah.
CJ, one last game before mag-playoffs tayo, and this is going to be against Meralco. Anything else from your individual game that you would like to pay more attention to or just really improve?
I think I'm just gonna focus on kung saan ako malakas. I think it's playoff time, so kailangan namin mag-focus. Bigay namin yung best namin every game, even if we have one more game, pero bibigay namin yung best namin para sa playoffs mas handa kami. So,
CJ, chance para makabate.
shout out to my wife, the kids sa bahay, mom ko sa Canada, sa Pangasinan, family ko, Ate Letty, pagaling ka, God bless you. And yun, sa mga ka-TPC, TMG, and sa mga SMB fans, maraming salamat sa PBA fans. Yeah.
Thank you so much, CJ. Once again, our best player of the game. Now it's time for us to hear from our winning coach.
Good evening. We're here with the winning coach, San Miguel Beer mentor, Leo Ostra. Coach, good evening. I think this win formalized your entry into the top 4 and at least twice to beat incentive in the quarterfinals.
Well, that's a welcome development for us. This is our goal since the start of the conference to get into the top 4 because of the incentives. But right now, we don't know yet kung sino mga kalaban. But still, we have to work hard because a lot of teams really hard to beat. And you can see naman, you cannot relax against this team, Terrafirma. They are out there to prove something. And they prove it in the first half dahil alam naman natin na they are capable. It's a matter of time for them to realize na they have to compete. But in our side, we're so relaxed at the first half. That's the reason why it's a catch-up situation for us. But fortunately, we have CJ. Talagang kanina nagpakita kung ano meron siya. Although, he played only 20 minutes because as much as possible, I want everybody to get playing time. And understandable naman ng mga players ito dahil the whole team is playing really hard and practice and they're deserving some minutes to play.
Balikan natin yung laban ng San Miguel at Terrafirma. SMB looking to secure a twice-to-beat advantage with a win in this game. Well, CJ Perez got started early on.
Yes, and CJ really started things out for San Miguel. And yet, maganda pa rin talaga ang pagsisimula ng Terrafirma because of good ball movement.
That's true. Kasi yung outside shooting ng bigs nila, Inkling, kaya napa-extend yung depensa ng San Miguel.
Umiikot kasi yung bola like this. There are a lot of open looks that the players of Terrafirma had. That's why they got that confidence and that good jump on San Miguel early.
Terrafirma had 8 assists in the first quarter and also built an 8-point lead. Pero pagdating ng second quarter, dito na nagparamdam ito si Don Trollano.
This is really the turning point because Coach Leo knew that relax nga yung kanyang starting unit. Kaya talagang binabalasan niya kagad yung second unit niya para makakuha ng magandang momentum.
But the real star of that second quarter was Geronte, who scored 11 points in that second quarter alone. Ang daming atake, may trespahin. Kaya rin nakahabol etong San Miguel and they even took a 52-46 lead at the half. Pagdating ng third, isang mama ulit nagparamdam, Coach.
Yes, when you talk about, this guy, he really took off in that third quarter. He had 17 points in the third quarter alone. That really gave San Miguel that big lead.
34 points etong Terrafirma in the third quarter. Ang taas, di ba? Ang problema yung San Miguel, 43 points. At talagang lumayo na yung SMB. Again, well, there were flashes of brilliance mula sa Terrafirma, but just no stopping San Miguel.
Yes, nahirapan talaga ang Terrafirma to make stops. Pero sa offense, kayang talaga makipagsabayan dito ng Terrafirma because you see the firepower, most especially with the Anmisi brothers being there.
That's right. Well, alam mo, ito kasing San Miguel. Imagine they had 7 players or 6 players na 7 niya finish in double figures. Dami nagambag-ambag. Pati si JM Calma nakisama na rin. On the other side, Jeric Ahanmisi set the tone and tried to lead his team. Sila ng kanyang kapatid. Maverick had 20, Jeric had 16, but Junmar Fajardo had a triple-double of 10 points, 13 rebounds, and 10 assists. So
Ibang klase talaga to si Junmar. But again, the win is really a total team effort, and that's what makes Coach Leo happy.
26 points for CJ Perez, the best player, and San Miguel clinches a twice-to-beat advantage in the quarters with a 135-115 win over Terrafirma. At dyan na po magtatapos ang aming coverage of the first game of your PBA Wednesday. Don't go anywhere kasi syempre may second game pa. This is another great game at malaki rin ang playoff implications. It's gonna be Converge going up against NLEX. Pero magpapaalam na muna kami for my partners, Coach Eric Reyes, Eileen Shi, at para po sa aming hardworking and talented production and technical teams, John Sulit, thanking you for watching the PBA on RPTV. Bumabati na rin po kami ng maagang maligayang Pasko. Don't go anywhere. Coming right up, Converge versus NLEX.